Hello, 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 gamers. I am running super late because of computer issues related to me not plugging my graphics card in properly after I cleaned out my computer. Oops!
Yeah, that happens sometimes, doesn't it?
Hi! Welcome to Rondo UnderGround. We're doing weird and wacky stuff in a tournament for Splatoon. And that's gonna be a whole lot of fun. Thank you everyone for joining us. It's me, part 2, and I'm joined with, Kyon.
Hi, I'm still awake somehow.
Yep. So yeah, I'm stressed the hell out right now, but we've got a whole lot of fun for you tonight. Let's just get right into it. First round, we got a gimmick. The gimmick is, I call it Airstrike. The only weapons that are legal for this round are anything that has Super Chump, Tenna Missiles, or Triple Ink Strike. And everyone's running mains of Special Charge Up, Tenacity, or Comeback.
That will be kind of fun, I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely love to see just everything just fly around the air for the most part, so... Gonna see how this all pans out.
Yep. Just gonna move over to this screen while I wait for to hear what the pass is. But yeah, I'm very glad that everything is going, and I'm glad that we have such a good turnout for right now.
I'm glad you guys all showed up, everybody.
Yeah, despite the fact that I'm starting half an hour late, and it's all because of my own stupidity. And
look at it this way: we have a show.
Yeah, we do.
The show will happen. It's just a matter of when.
All right, we have the lobby open.
I'm gonna need the land.
DMing you the pass.
Also, yeah, you're stressed. I am the opposite. I am tired for the most part.
Yeah, you were yesterday. You were casting low ink, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. That was an adventure.
Yeah. Hope you really enjoyed that.
Oh, I always do. I always do. It helps when I also have a partner that I'm very familiar with.
Yeah, I really wanted to enter low ink, but like it just still wasn't in the cards quite yet. But starting in the next one, which is apparently not next month, which is a little sad to hear. Me and IRS, we're putting low ink. We're putting low ink on notice. I swear.
Look, the goal is to get banned from low ink, and that is when you know your rite of passage is there.
All right. If you see anything that's being pinged at me in the server, by the way, feel free to let me know. I am, obviously with production stuff, I am trying my best here.
You're on the chair that I sat in way back when, so you can now relate.
Yes,
you probably could.
This is usually what ends up happening with us anyway. But yeah, starting off, we are doing a match between Ika versus Team Misfits. I'm looking at the under end of the bracket. Bracket is in the Discord. I will get an image of it very soon. Show what we're looking at here. Everything's scuffed because of the fact that I'm just like trying to do too much shit. I just am.
You're also doing with the fact that the Kimmel got unplugged. So it's all over the place at the moment. I don't blame you. Happy August, y'all. It's clearly been a month of.
My birthday's in 2 days, and that's when I'm going to be able to get to relax and spend time with my loved ones. So you know.
See, it's all good in the end.
Yeah, exactly. I am being surrounded.
Are you really being surrounded? Oh my god. Oh my lord. This is like I'm getting just flashbacks to a certain sparkling sea. Here, I'm just gonna stare on.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving part of the early birthday wishes.
Yeah. I'm gonna be 29.
Look, you're now a year removed from 30.
Yep. And in a weird way, I'm looking forward to it.
It's a very weird way to look forward to the 30s.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're getting in there. Rainmaker Scorch Gorge.
So we need to see if any of these teams have qualified for using for putting items with the main ability special charge up tenacity or comeback.
Yeah.
And we have to expect, and we need to see all of your airstrike weapons out in full force.
Yeah.
Things must be flying.
We are going to have a whole bunch of weapons flying everywhere. It's going to be a fun time. I know it is.
I'm just waiting for one of these teams to do something that I'm expecting, but I'm not going to say it.
Oh yeah?
I'm not going to say it because that would spoil my surprise. Let me have my surprise, dang it!
See, airstrike. Stuff like this is going to be what you're seeing, except a lot more of it.
Oh, goodness.
So, yeah, getting into it, really, Rondo this year, I just decided, you know what, we're going to go all in on, like, challenge battle type stuff, because I really like challenges. I wish they weren't time limited, like, the way that they are, and I wish I could do them in private battles. If they ever add, like, the ability to modify things like challenge battles into private battle, holy shit, that is going to make Rondo just so cool.
See, this is what the hope was, but hope never comes in a good way sometimes.
Unfortunately, hope rides alone.
You only got this for a little bit.
So this is like my approximation. I'm just telling everyone, hey, please just run special charge. I'm not gonna be too strict about it, just like, cause like, I know, I don't exactly want to be, that girl who's like gonna be telling you, like, yeah, you need to have, like, this specific gear. That's why I decided, like, this will be a fun way to do it, I think.
Hey, this might work out. What I'm definitely gonna do though is I'll see if I can keep an eye on any of the people that have yet to dish out a main ability that has something like that. Because I'm the kind of person that is very strict about stuff like that.
All right, let's see what we got here.
I think you all passed. No
yeah,
surprises.
Everyone's passing with a bunch of triple ink strike,
Flying
missiles,
colors.
A lot of chumps coming on as well.
Yeah, pretty much everybody's coming out here with flying colors. They all passed the test on not just main abilities, but also weapon choices.
Yep, looks like we're going to be starting with a little bit of an offensive from Ika Takatako, as Team Misfits are going to be on the back foot on this first possession of the Rainmaker.
Yeah, ITT's just being able to get to that first checkpoint.
I'm
still seeing the
chumps triple ink strikes. They just keep raining down.
It's always raining everything. Just be ready for it, y'all.
Missiles are coming out. The specials are stopping for the time being, but I'm sure that they're going to be that more is coming very, very soon. Tri-Strike coming out now.
The Rainmaker, I guess, is the closest thing to something that's raining.
Oh, we got a little bit of a duel here. The Wiper Deco manages to take out the T-Tech. That guy managing to get that there. Fortunately, the Rainmaker ends up getting caught in the corner.
The Rainmaker down. You do see more super chumps. More flying super chumps for the team that has 2 super chumps in their arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see. We have one team that's doubling up on Super Chump, and the other team is going with double missile, double tri-strike.
Yep. But hey, maybe double super chumps may pan out by the end of it, or it's clearly the weapon that's backing up the super chumps as well. I think both are totally accurate. Also gotta remember that
Tri-strike users are going to end up getting punished, but ends up taking one out at the same time. The Rainmaker's just kind of stuck here right now. It's looking like we're perfectly content to just stall for the time being, let it reset by itself, go back to just being a mid-fight. Things are getting harried by auto bombs while chumps continue to fly.
Well, look, we gotta have more flying things happening here. Like, again, more super jumps that are being launched.
Mm-hmm.
They're being launched right now. We still gotta see more super jumps, though.
Yeah. Speaking of super chumps, if this was actually taking place during the next season, we would have had 2 more options for super jump weapons, which is wild to think about.
There are many wild weapon choices from the next season that I'm just mystified about. I have to accept the fact that we're gonna get even more super jumps. By the way, both teams breaking through first checkpoint already. Possibly even more coming out. Possibly coming.
Oh, Misfits has a huge push opportunity here.
Oh, what?
3 of them just end up exploding to a suction bomb. Tiger King gets solo missiled, but just continues pushing on.
Like, Tiger King, I think, threw a suction bomb, if I'm not mistaken, to 3 people that were all clumped up together to make that push get stopped. I have to look at that again, but that was incredible.
Absolutely insane. All right, Rainmaker's being reset again, though Misfits have a pretty good lead going to 36. That was a pretty decent push. And it's looking like they're trying to contest the pop now, but we have 2 sets of super chumps ready to be unloaded at the next opportunity. 2 down on Misfits now.
I'm waiting to see if they're going to coordinate the super chumps together. That's one super chump launch. The other one is being held. They're not using that super chump right away. Okay, now here's the other set of super chumps all staggered out. We're going to be seeing two down as well, Par. And now we see ITT picking up the Rainmaker. 3 now.
Just watch the Zap just walk into the Flingza. That's very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate happenings all around here. We should wait and see if they're even able to get even more points. Not exactly, no.
Nope, not quite.
Absolutely not.
Not quite able to get there. In fact, the Rainmaker pop gets a wipeout. This is going to give Misfits plenty of time to retake mid, build specials by just painting over everything, and even, like, getting the reinforcing Ikatako Tako with some missiles. Oh, they end up getting 2. And a wipeout. Oh, this is going to be big for Misfits.
Rainmaker got 2 right at the end of that, and then all the supports coming in here shortly. Radon is able to slam this one home, Par, and that is just how that first map ends.
Game 1 goes to Misfits. Very good. Very, very good.
Now, I'm still waiting to see if one team is going to dish out something that I'm waiting to see. It's not a specific combination, just the combination of that I usually would see in certain either PSL matches or just in certain coordinated ones. I'm still waiting to see it, but still, that was excellent.
All right, so we're done with Rainmaker Scorched Gorge. It looks like we're going to be moving on to the next map, which is going to be Clamblitz, Barnacle, and Dime, one of the new maps from this season.
Unironically, probably one of its better map modes.
No, it absolutely is. It's like one of the best Clamblitz maps in the game, if you ask me.
I mean, I could definitely see that. I mean, Barnacle and Dime clans, unironically, from a serious standpoint, is probably Barnacle and Dime's strongest, probably even the best of the bunch. Just don't put TC or Rainmaker anywhere near me in that map, and we'll be just fine.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't dream of putting you on that kind of map.
No, absolutely not. I refuse out of principle.
Once the teams are ready, we'll be jumping straight in there.
You know, I just realized with this ITT team that it's basically two players from the same group from the previous season playing this one. And the addition of Fur and Tiger Cat to round out the rest of this 4. And then Misfits, I believe, is a group of solo signups for this event.
Yeah, the solo signups that we ended up getting, we were able to put we were able to put a team together with all of them. So we always just we go with the PSL tradition, Team Misfits.
We had 3 in the season before, so I always love to see at least one, and if they hit one, and especially the fact that they were able to take it home. Albeit though, they did it with a sensible double trip strike is what I'm gonna say now, and double tenta missiles. Possible substitution.
Looking like it.
Now I need to see if 2 super chumps was enough. How about 3 or 4?
Oh, do you really think that we're gonna go and like quadruple chump at some point during this?
Maybe that is like the Kyone dream right there, but I don't think that will be honored. I'm still waiting for one of the teams to dish out something, and I'm waiting for it to happen. I just don't know which variant it will be.
There's a lot of decent weapons in this game that also can use these to pretty good effect.
Just the super chumps in general, or?
Not just the super chump, but also like just the ability to like just like being able to rush in with tri-strikes or like using missiles to like scatter people who are otherwise like just camping out.
Oh yeah, easily. Again, unironic simp. I like trip strikes by itself. Same with Tenta missiles in Rondo form, but even more excellent because everything's in the air.
Something that I actually would like to point out from that previous match, by the way, is was the foil flings a roller. In my opinion, in a format like this where you're really limited on what kind of weapons you have available to you, I think a weapon that's like a really long range roller is like actually a really good option. Not honestly, just for the missile, but for the main weapon.
Honestly, just overall, if you look at the composition in general, I think the flings roll was a really good fit overall for double tent. Yeah. I mean, with all the other weapons that they played out, I think it helps cover with range and other support as well. So I definitely think they did not go wrong with that the roller pick. Now we are still living with the airstrike rule set here. Now they got to deal with it in a Barnacle and Dime Clam, so somewhat different map mode.
Yep. This is one where I feel as if Tri-Strike and Chumps in particular are going to do well. We're seeing Abrella.
Hi. Okay. What are you doing here?
Misfits going for the exotic picks with a Flingza and Abrella. Where meanwhile we have two T-Techs, a Chump Zap, and a Wiper Deco on each side.
So I'm gonna be real. I don't think I've ever heard that specific end zap being called the Chump Zap. So now that's my new nickname for that weapon. Also, more importantly, 2 super chumps didn't work. Now let's see if double trip strikes will pan out.
Yeah, we'll see. We have double trip strike on both teams, as a matter of fact. Again, double trip strike, double missile versus one team that's using the double chump. Well, I mean, single chump actually.
I mean the main difference though is that it's a different variety of double missiles because it's the Umbrella this time that they swapped over to. We definitely didn't see Umbrella last time.
A little bit of fall-off damage there. Something that's actually really also interesting with the Wiper Deco picks are also we have beacons to constantly reinforce as well as provide some location.
Yeah, they want to take full advantage of well-placed beacons. Beacon placement is going to be insanely awesome in this combination all around. Insane brawling happening.
Oh, the power clam ended up getting flung right off the map because of that unfortunate death. But they managed. But we do have another. Ikatakataka manages to make another power clam, so they're still on the cusp of being able to get in potentially using that tri-strike as cover, getting a pick off of an engagement happening behind one.
I mean, but right now it's just no movement on that power clam. Shin's able to take out Tigercat in that mix there as well. Really, I think that's gonna put a stall to that.
Yep. The mine on the power clam even looks like Misfits are going to get back together and manage to get back into mid. Now getting a pretty sizable amount of power clams, getting ready for a push.
I mean, they have one. I mean, they definitely have one right now. Radon has it this time. They also have triple ink strike to boot if they were to take advantage of it, and only 2 are thrown out.
A bit of an unfortunate pop of triple ink strike there. There was a T-Tech right there in order to punish it. But right now the momentum is still very much in the Misfits' favor as they end up getting 3 off of that fight. Not quite able to push into the basket quite yet, though.
Yeah, still being met with a sea of ink from ITT itself. And actually, there's 2 power clams available for Radon and Aiko as well. That guy's trying to put a stop to that. What a slash from that guy as well.
The Wiper just end up continuously forcing things away. Oh,
Wait,
but we get a super jump right in!
What?
Somehow the Brella manages to sneak right past, and now there's a huge scoring opportunity for the Misfits. They end up even getting the T-Tech while they try to respond to all of this.
How did Shin even get to the back, actually? I think Shin was just left, like, completely alone in that very sneaky push altogether. I missed it entirely, but even so, that's a really nice super jump. I was wondering what was gonna happen there.
I think that they probably just end up sharking through to get there. 3 down on the side of Misfits, though, looking like a counter push is going to start right now.
Well, where are the clams, though? There's only 6 in the hands of Fur at this point. Fur is just trying to make something happen there, but they don't have a power clam to boot, so I think so. Really, Misfits didn't get punished too heavily on this.
Oh, Ikatakatako going to do their best to try and make something of it, but they end up taking 3 down, so Misfits are going to get control of mid and start setting up for another push of their own.
Oh, that guy. Do you know how do you have that wiper slash? Not anymore now. Tiger Cat's able to get one in return, make that a second as well. Radon going down. I think Tiger Cat just got a triple off of that kid. Go for the quad.
Get the quad. Looks like he got the quad. Hell yeah.
There's the quad from Tiger Cat. And Tiger Cat might be able to go for 5 continuous picks before finally going down to Shin, but I think they've just bought enough time, not exactly actually, for ITT to make a push. Boy Bomber actually might be able to throw the Power Climb. No!
Chumps fall down on the basket. It's going to be threatening a whole lot of pain and damage. It's going to at least keep ITT from coming back immediately.
Yeah, you can talk. You might have saw it there too. Mike Kirby just threw that one a little short of that Bears that didn't provide the scoring opportunity. That guy spawns another power clan though. Another scoring opportunity if they can take advantage.
They're going to need to take that opportunity very, very soon as because there's only less than 20 seconds left in the match.
Rayon just shut down Tiger Cat and Fur's down, and this is just now stay.
Did Fur just died to the sprinkler?
I think they may have actually.
I'm not sure.
We may need to double check the tapes. Yeah, that power claim's gone, and that's pretty much gonna shut the door on the airstrike maneuver. So I'll say this part for ironic cases. I'll say around 7 out of 10 on the on any airstrike specials being used. Still overall fun to watch.
Oh yeah. Watching the chumps flying has definitely been paying off. That huge push ended up being like the sneaky Brella push ends up being the only score that happens here. But in the meantime, it was basically just complete chaos. It's just like every little bit of the map was just completely flooded and stuff raining from the sky.
Everything was raining from the sky, which effectively meant that any push trying to get past mid wasn't going to happen. Shin found an opening in the back and just completely was like, hey, just super jump over to me. I got an opening, and there was just the power climb, and you mentioned before, too. That's the only push of the game. I think everything raining from the heavens, I like to say, might have just put a damper on any push attempts that were happening, so pretty much your only method was to sneak from the back in that case. Now, we get to move on to the third map of this list of airstrikes. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is a best of 5?
Yes.
And if it is, this is match point for Misfits.
Yeah, Misfits have the opportunity to close things out now, moving on to Splat Zones on Hagglefish Market.
Now, in unironic cases, there's many ways that this can go. In most traditional matches, I would see crab tanks and E-leaders. In something like this, I'd like to know what the idea would be. I have a
big wish list item, and I really, really want to see it, but I have my doubts that it's going to get picked here.
I would hold your doubts right now, Par. Maybe I don't think the dream is alive for that.
Because there is one charger that I can think of that could be picked with this. If you want. Actually, there are 2. There are 2 chargers, actually.
I think there's a chance if they want to use a specific weapon in mind. I probably actually may have the similar weapons I'm thinking of in mind on top of it, but I don't know there's any specialists that can take advantage of the charger itself.
Yeah, we'll see.
Look, just for us, please just do it for the memes. Do it for the memes.
Do it for the memes.
Do it for the content.
It is absolutely content.
Actually, no. Actually, I think I know where this could go. Actually, more I think about it now.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I think I know where you're going with this. The thing is, I'm gonna say maybe one. I'll say one person in either team. That's my prediction. We'll dish out with the weapon I'm thinking it is. Only one, though.
Only the one. I could see it. I could very well see it. We will see.
Come on, guys. Just do it.
We are winding on to the. I'm going to start prepping the. We have not seen any results yet from the other side of the bracket, which is the match between Slant and Takaroka Titans.
Yeah, I believe the other side is Slant versus Takaroka Titans, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Yeah, and the remaining two teams that are present in this bracket are currently waiting in round 2 with a bye, which is Planet Firefin and Team Soul.
See, part of me wants to resist saying the pronunciation of one of those teams, but I'll wait until the opportunity.
You can wait until they're actually on stream, because we're going to be going over to Team Soul's side of the bracket.
Hey, mate, what if the meme for that was for Firefin? You may never know.
How would you mispronounce Firefin?
Pretty easily. Planet.
Okay. You know what? I'll give you that one.
All right. I predict 1 of 8. 1 out of 8. That is the dream.
Well, we are seeing a Zekofin.
I was right. It was 1 out of 8.
And we have a Reflux. Okay. I was hoping for a GooTuber, personally, but this is good enough for me.
You know what? One of 8's on the board. This is the more reasonable of the picks. I mean, YouTuber would have been for the content, but my doubt was too strong on that choice alone.
The quality of life change, though. You can tell when you're getting a one-shot now.
Yay!
Tri-Strike gonna be threatening to cap the zone here. Manages to actually do it. Not too much paint flying to get them. Oh, and that missile goes huge. Gets 3.
What? So, I'd like to note here that now the change is, I believe, double Tenta missiles for IDD. They're trying to go with double whatever that can work against Misfits. Misfits only just tweaks their composition with the same fundamental specials. It's still double missiles and double trip strikes.
The unscoped Zekofin and the foil Flingza. The foil Flingza has been remaining consistent, and I think it's been a really good pick for Misfits, honestly.
I mean, that's been one of the more consistent picks that has definitely helped. But maybe Ikataka can respond. So another 2 down. They were able to get the lead by the end of it.
We do get a lead swap, so Misfits do have to hold zone for a little bit longer in order to actually get back into this game.
I mean, really, at this point, you gotta use those. Unironically, the double trip strikes is gonna be key. And then you gotta use the missiles to cause everybody to scatter. 2 down again!
The Flingza just ends up walking straight up to the Reflux, vertical flicking them into oblivion. Almost gets a crush, but lifted up the roller.
How is this Flingza getting away with so much, too, at certain moments?
You don't see Flingza very much right now, so I'm kind of assuming that it's just inexperienced fighting them that's mostly doing it. The Reflux just unloads into it, though, and takes it out for the time being.
Yeah, I was about to mention the Reflux may have found 1 at the very least, but it's gonna be no more than that. Yeah, I'm still seeing 2 members, maybe more than that, going down in quick succession. Now it's 3. Okay,
this is probably going to be lead for Misfits here, getting 3 down here. Penalty has been going back and forth, though, so there's not actually all that much penalty when Ikataka can retake.
If that's if Ikataka can retake here. They've been losing multiple. Okay, they dish out 2 against Misfits.
Get the Charger, too.
They got 3.
It's just the Flingza. This is a very beatable lead. They basically just kind of need to win the next fight in order to not, hold long enough for a lead swap.
I mean, ultimately they're able to pressure them out backwards, even more so.
They managed to stall the zone, though Ikataku manages to retake it. Not enough paint coming down into mid. Flings us off on a huge Giga flank, but not able to, but not just kind of stuck there, not actually putting any paint on the zone. So Ikataku now actually has the lead and is counting down to a KO.
They need more trip strikes raining from the heavens again for Misfits, able to at least flip it. So more time being burned and more advantages really for Misfits. Drip Strike's able to get, now 3 members have dropped. Now it's a full wipeout. This is time for Misfits.
All right, well, this is a good start for them. They're going to be able to charge up some specials. The Wiper Deco ended up falling at some point, but they're going to be able to jump right back, and they're going to have the cover of missiles in order to potentially win another fight.
They're still losing too at inopportune moments. This is pretty much a desperation trip strike being thrown along with the Teta missiles. I think they're just trying to farm up anything to make this work. Again, another lead change bar, and they're trying to just rush down the zone with the amount of pain that they have.
Wait! It's not a lead change yet. Oh, they managed to prevent it just barely.
How? Okay. That was
ITT
fun.
Out here with a desperation gambit, managing to get them away. Oh, that's so unfortunate. As I am
I just saw that, yeah.
on board for the wiper, accidentally going into the drink.
I saw it on your end too. I'm like, oh dear, going into the can they even contest?
This might be a KO. Oh wait,
they got it.
Nope, not quite.
They got it in the sense that ITT got it.
ITT takes it, yeah. Hold on, let me get a running text score here for everyone who's watching.
The score is 2-1 Misfits for those tuning in, just for the record. I mean, really, it was just a crazy back and forth all around. Maybe Ikataku found something. It just happened to take Hagglefish zones to figure something out.
Let me just real quick fix everything. Hold on.
Don't worry. We just have we need to have giant text. Look, it's been that kind of day for you, so you get a pass for me.
Reverse sweep, reverse sweep.
Look, Tiger Cat rooting for his own team, which includes himself for the reverse sweep. Get everybody excited.
Everything's scuffed today. I'm sorry. I would be using the scoreboard, but yeah, I am currently unable.
Your Parsh is all over the board. I mean, I'm joining in the scuffle in the sense that my energy levels have dropped. It's scuffed in different varieties for all of us.
We're going into Game 4. This is going to be Tower Control Mako Mart. If there's going to be any time where Triple Ink Strike in particular is going to be particularly potent, it's going to be this map.
I mean, I'm still waiting for one of the teams to do it. They're probably not going to do it because it's a bit vague about this. I'm waiting for either quad of something. I was going off the rails with thinking quad chumps. I don't think it's going to be quad chumps. It shouldn't be quad chumps, but who knows?
There are still a couple of chump weapons that we haven't seen yet out of either team also. And I think, in particular, Clash Neo might actually stand a chance of being picked here.
Possible. I mean, it is a blaster weapon in tower control after all, so the unironic part is it's probably not a bad choice.
Oh, loading into this now.
All right, I need to see. Are they gonna go? Is there a quad of it? Well, there
have
is
a
your
clash.
Clash Blaster. There is your Clash Blaster that you saw.
And we are keeping the reflux. The Flingsa is still here.
Wait, Shin's on the Clash Blaster Neo. They've broken from double of trips or to missiles, yet, but this time Taco's doing it. All right, I appreciate this.
We got a little bit of a scattered fight going on right now.
I mean, at this point, everybody's kind of all over the board. I think there's just so many things flying around that I think there's just really no good opening for it. I think Raydon's gonna be like, nah, I gotta finally touch the tower here.
A lot of people trying to end up getting specials and whatnot as well. Trying not to directly engage. A lot of these weapons aren't necessarily known for their fighting prowess, but Misfits are going to get the first checkpoint and start pushing toward the second one. We're going to see how Taco is going to be able to adapt to this.
They're not pushing too far up, which only has me wondering they're trying to farm up for specials.
Double missile going out.
Possibly even more. Doesn't look like...
Not quite enough, but they're not... It ends up being a bit of a staggered fight, so... And, oh yeah, it looks like Misfits are getting slowly picked off, so, like, they're not coming back to the check at any, like, reasonable pace. It is slowly happening, but...
I think it's just a bit slow, basically, because Taco is just able to respawn in kind and able to move in when the timing is right. And yeah, it was just so slow from Misfits that the tower only gets to 34, not breaking through the second. And now we're gonna see which team is gonna be dishing out more things falling from the sky.
All right, it's looking like... All right, Clash Blaster managing to get a pick here on the T-Tech. Oh, actually, it was the missile. Never mind.
Well, right now, I saw missiles. I saw super Trump missiles. Hey, trip strikes being thrown out here. Everybody's just kind of throwing, pretty much throwing all their specials, trying to find some sort of control amidst the chaos. I do see 3 down though from Misfits. This is going to be the Goban, I'd imagine, from Taco.
Yep, they're going to keep on going. They're going to keep on going with this. Going to be able to at least push into the first checkpoint. Looks like they're going to have to win another fight in order to actually take it, and it's looking pretty okay for them at the very least.
That will be at least be the first checkpoint. Probably nothing more than that, though. They did lose 2 at a crucial moment. That guy's going to probably be the one launching those missiles for context here. Blue Hopper has gone down again. I think Misfits do a correction. Taco has a lot of turf control.
Yeah, there's the one thing that's the one thing that Misfits are kind of lacking in this comp compared to the last one is compared to their opponents is just the amount of turf that they're just kind of that they're not going to have. But they are getting kills, and getting kills is kind of making up for that.
I mean, if you're not going to be able to get much pain down, your condition is to find members out of position from Taco. And I was gonna say Taco was able to take out 2. They did lose one right away after that. But yeah, your win con at this point is just trying to find the kills that you need in order to basically get a sustained push. You get the first one. Now you got to see if Taco can find something better.
We're actually seeing this Clash Blaster pick really paying dividends here, really just allowing Misfits to continue stabilizing in mid, despite things going badly. It's Taco is just having a really hard time trying to approach the Clash.
I mean, how else can they really approach this team that is just able to show up in front of you effectively? We're gonna turn this into a fight where range and basically rate and basically damage is gonna play all suit. You gotta be able to flank Shin, who's just causing so many problems right now, even more so.
This is not looking good. Second checkpoint's looking like it's going to fall with 3 having gone down in that last fight.
And the more things start to stagger badly for Taco, the more that Misfits do not get punished. This is going to be way more points, but this is a little slow, and Tiger gets able to respond nicely.
It's getting close though. They're at checkpoint 3. They've got triple ink strike to cover it. Everyone's on the tower and not quite able to do it. That's going to be a KO.
And that guy was just trying to get a desperation flank. They're just trying to get the retake on the tower. But of course, the trip strikes were like, nah, and we're gonna send 3 to the tower effectively. The reverse sweep is done. Misfits moving on, I believe.
That is Misfits moving on to fight Planet Firefin in the semifinals.
If I'm not mistaken, I thought you saw it. Yeah, fist bumps.
Yep, we got a fist bump.
Look, we are glad to have fist bumps on the board.
That was a valiant effort for Mikatako Taco. Thank you very much for coming in and playing. Sorry that it didn't end up going super well, but I hope you had fun at least. Y'all were looking actually pretty fierce. Did you know multiplayer maps and modes have been updated?
I do not. Thank you for telling me.
Okay, well, right now, looks like we're still waiting on the results. It looks like we're still waiting on the results on Slant versus Takaroka. Never know what you're up against. Yep.
While we're waiting, I'm looking at the series rotation for Anarchy Battle, and it is forfeit, to say the least.
Not my favorite.
No, that one goes into the incinerator.
Oh, especially not series. Series is... zones would be pretty fun, though.
Series, Barnacle and Dime, and EOTL Tower Control, very, very debatable.
Yeah, the X rotation looks fun, though.
Yeah, the X rotation is actually not terrible.
It's, like, actually pretty good. I am sure that more of the gimmicks are going to, I'm sure that you'll enjoy the gimmicks from a viewer perspective either way.
Absolutely. No solo queue during the tourney. This is see. There is a legit problem of playing too much solo queue. Playing too much solo queue is unhealthy for you. I would know. I played 3 years worth of solo queue in other games.
It looks like the other match looks like Takaroka Slant has wrapped up. I'm waiting to hear what the actual score was.
It just got posted, or no, it did not get posted. Correction, it was the on-stream match that got posted.
Yeah, no, that's the Rondo. That's the Misfits versus ITT. Looks like we're about to get the other one.
Arms saying, "Yo, what's the pass?
Yo, what's the pass?"
You promise you'll play pencil? Yeah, okay. If there's barely any changes for the next season, I want to see more pencil usage. Whenever that would be.
Looks like it went to Game 5. Takaroka Titans take it 3-2 to Slant.
Jesus. Hey guys, join the pencil army. Be ready for school.
Okay.
Become a pencil pusher. You guys do realize that class is back in session, so you definitely need to get your pencils ready. It is about that time where people are going back to school after all. You have a week. Look, you must appreciate the pencil.
All right, so for this one, we are going to be going over and watching Team Soul versus Takaroka Titans.
All right.
While Planet Firefin and Team Misfits are on the other side of the bracket. The gimmick this time is Seek and Destroy. This one is a sub-weapon focused gimmick. Your legal weapons are anything that has Point Sensor, Ink Mine, Squid Beacon, Autobomb, Torpedo, and Angle Shooter.
I love that the only viable option that is remotely close to a bomb is an Autobomb.
Autobomb and Torpedo, yeah.
Yeah, Torpedo, sure.
There are no gear requirements for this, and I've decided to give you a Sussy Baka kind of map list, because it's Zones Mahi, Tower Mincemeat, Rainmaker Undertow, Clam Blitz Brine Water, and Zone Zumami.
I'm gonna be real, Par. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I think either team wants to go for the sweep rather than playing for Brine Water. I feel like that's almost like near given. Play for the sweep. You do not want to play on Brine Water. I know Clams is a very good map mode for that one, but please no. Let's also be real though. Mincemeat Tower in the rotations also is just inevitability for all of them.
I'm gonna post a bracket update in the league announcements channel as well.
All right, so one thing's for certain: Takaroka Titans moving on from the previous round. So it'll be fun to see that group play. And Team Saul has been waiting on the wings for the most part. Team Call has basically been on standby for a bit, just trying to wait for their opponent from that side of the bracket. You were supposed to bring balance to the Brine Water. Look, maybe I could have fed this to the map generator, but someone's decided to supply the map list.
Just entering the password real quick. Gonna give it
I'm
to...
gonna need deeds here. Yep.
Gonna give it to you. Thank you.
There's no balance in this, only pain and suffering, or the mystery box. What if the mystery box is eel tail? Hi, M. So really, the main focus with this gimmick here is basically anything that does not constitute a bomb other than Autobomb and Torpedo basically doesn't get played.
The gimmick of this is basically, you're gonna get located. You're gonna get located by something.
Now, whether it's Autobomb and Torpedo can also locate things.
Yeah, they can. Not in a direct way, but it's in an indirect way. That's also why Beacon is legal.
Ah.
Because
it's
it's something that you kind of don't realize, like, unless you're paying attention. But the Squid Beacon, if an enemy is near one of your beacons, on the map their location is displayed.
That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah. It's like legit a really good utility of the beacon that, like, I'm pretty sure a lot of lower level people don't actually know about.
All right, I believe Team Mall has their roster set up. If I'm not mistaken, we're just waiting on the other team. Being good with the weapons within our I mean, the Wiper Deco exists.
Wiper Deco is really good. You kind of have to deploy it with care, just because of the fact that it is a weapon without a bomb. But it's a good weapon.
I'm trying to figure out which team we're waiting on. I think Team Tall's been waiting for a bit.
We're waiting for Takaroka to join the lobby.
Okay, I figured there's one. Oh yeah, okay, they're just. I see what's happening. All right. Ah, there they are. Titans just taking a bit.
I am.
M's just joining you in the party. Good to see. Good to see M here.
Yeah.
Apparently, my name's being called on. I'm not entirely sure why.
Oh, there's no reason for your name to be called out right now.
No. There must be something weird.
Yeah.
Ah, I remember. Ah, yes, TJ Cream. What a beast. I know it. I think I know what's happening here with that name. So
We've got a full lobby. And once the teams are ready, we can begin anytime.
all right, Team Cold versus Titans gonna be is gonna be this one. And then I believe the other side of the bracket, which is Plant Firefin versus Misfits, will be playing in parallel.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Takaroka fought tooth and nail in order to get this far. And I will say, for the people who don't manage to clear to the finals, you will be fighting for third place.
And third place has this whole hoax of things. I'd be waiting to see. It looks like Titans are raid up. Team Told is just basically taking a bit.
There are a lot of really interesting weapons that you can end up picking out over here.
I'm actually fascinated because it's actually, again, from an unironic standpoint, this could basically go. You have a lot more options compared to the airstrike setup, where you were pretty much limited to just weapons with specific specials. I think there's a bunch of subs. Let's be real here.
Oh yeah,
that expands the pool by a bit. But of course, you're very limited because you don't get your fun little bombs, suction bombs.
Your lethal bombs are not. You don't have your lethal bombs here. The closest thing you have is autobomb, and autobomb has a very small radius.
And that's the other thing too. I believe Sprinkler is invalid, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway.
No, we can't use Sprinkler either.
Which for the record, Sprinkler, for those keeping tabs in chat, Sprinkler is the most common sub weapon right now, which is kind of stupid.
It is. It's crazy.
Yeah, but we're never gonna see a Sprinkler here. We're here at this stage.
We're seeing an E-liter. We're seeing an Explo. Oh boy. We're seeing a Gambit Nova, but it's Anarchy Nova.
Titans? I like your comp.
Okay, we just added DC.
What? Let's try that. I think we may want to try this again.
All right, let's. We'll do that one again.
All right, We're doing this again. Take two on that one, pals. I'm guessing that's either a DC or I wonder if there's something that was incorrect with the weapons. Sometimes usually I've seen teams just call it very early because there was something incorrect with the setup. By the way, Team Bold losing a team member there, so it looks like we're gonna have to wait on them to return. It looks like okay. It looks like it is a pure disconnect from what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean it happens.
Yep. But we can only blame a little bit of the video game sometimes.
Splatoon 3 unfortunately does not have the most stable of netcodes, so we have to deal with this.
It's actually just held together by popsicle sticks and glue.
Pretty much.
And of the glue stick variety, the one that doesn't even stick.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, someone's saying they're coming up with new ones. I'm guessing for like Okay, it looks like Sprinks is in. I'm guessing there's just a bit of a connection issue. If I'm harboring a guess, that's why they're playing. Apparently, that guy did the math, and apparently 37 kits here are legal, which I can believe. Yeah, that's what I figured. It looks like there's a technical issue on outside of Team Sol.
Not all rule sets are created equal.
Nope. Now, I applaud you for some of these rule sets here. There are some I did remember, which it will be a mystery. There are some I did remember, and then just some I just flat forgot because a typical month's progression happened.
Yeah.
As you guys may know, I have a memory of a goldfish. I don't remember stuff that often. We're just waiting for the rest of Team All to ready up. My memory is Splat 3 to netcode. It works sometimes. You have a memory of a goldfish. Awesome. What was his name? Actually, I forgot him. I forgot his name.
All right, general tomfoolery aside, let's get back in there.
Yeah. All right. It looks like one of the members having to be sent back to the bench because of some issues. So we're just gonna run it back here. I'm still amused by the Titans. Overall weapon choices.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be a really fun one. We're seeing Flingza plus E-Leader, which is definitely an interesting choice.
I mean, that is a combo of its time, Bar. I like it in the applications of Rondo. Everything else I'm questioning severely. First cap already covered, by the way.
Oh, this fight is getting pretty crazy right now. 2 down go on both sides, and it ends up going in control of TKO, actually.
Yeah, Titans taking some decent control right out of the game. Vic able to punish TJ. Cream came out of the picture when the inkjet got recalled back.
2 go down from the junior.
What? Yeah, but is there any other follow-up from Team Sol here at this point? Like, Sol is able to get multiple, but it was a slow cap.
A pick from the E-Leader, and they managed to get it. And once again, we are just seeing more Flingza roller. Missile's going to be making this next retake a little bit more awkward, not going to have any paint behind them as they move in.
I think I may have just, I don't know if it was caught, but I think Vic first may have died to an ink mine, if I'm not mistaken, earlier on top of it. So, very unfortunate set of circumstances. It still looks like though Team Sol has some decent control of the point.
Not bad right now.
Also, one thing you have to respect is the Reeve slider from the Blue Dabs!
Oh, you have to respect it, but sometimes it's just going to be punished, and the entire team ends up eating that punish.
Yeah, the entire team gets completely cleaned out. Sol's able to get out of those penalty points. Might be a lead change unless Massa has other ideas. Does not. It will be a lead change.
Crab Tank manages to get some, manages to make some openings. Following it up with an Ink Storm, going to end up neutralizing the point after the water level has gone down. Inkblot art. Not Inkblot. Where am I at right now? Mahi Resort is now a real map.
You see, Mahi deserves to not have any semblance of rights, apparently, according to Part 2, because we rarely think this is an art academy. It is not in this case.
Oh!
What? I think I made just saw that too. That might have been a beautiful snipe. Looks like there will be a lead change in favor of the Titans, so we're gonna be seeing a back and forth most likely, which in the context of both these weapons, yeah, I can see that. Yep.
Pro making the E-Leader extremely uncomfortable, just needling Sol in the back right now. Takaroka doing a really good job contesting them right now.
And I'm actually waiting to see how this contest goes further, but losing 3 isn't gonna help.
This has been a really back and forth game so far. Seoul now on the offensive, going to be favored to get a lead swap right here, but Takaroka does have the opportunity to possibly be able to stall it just in the nick of time.
And Caitlyn gets punished by Sprinks as well, which is not helping some of the causes. That is the pro and possibly some parts of the crab tank going down. And now points are taken down. Massa needs the cap. I mean, it's a cap, but
they cap, but the quad ink mine in the zone just immediately puts it right back.
Crazy. At least you enforce the penalty points, I suppose, but again, no sustained push from the Titans just yet.
They managed to neutralize the zone using the crab tank, but unfortunately we're a little bit slow to fully take the zone back.
So something that is also helping Seoul's case, they also have a comp that has double ink binds, so you do get a lot of ink binds in play too, and Titans have to navigate somehow around that.
Yeah,
unless that ink bind finds them.
Yeah, if the E-Leader and the Flings have managed to set up completely in there, then like even if you cap the zone, it's going to get retaken right away.
And that's just one of the more interesting flaws with this map mode. It looks like no ink mines were planted, so Titans are able to take down on these penalty points. Solus too as well.
This is looking good for Takaroka. Once again, things are really, really close. Takaroka just needs to hold for one more fight, and they might be able to get a lead swap with 30 seconds remaining. But not if the zone gets neutralized again.
They can't afford the zone to keep getting neutralized. That's just going to buy more time for Seoul. They will take the lead off of this at the very least, and two members have dropped down here far. It looks like Titans might be able to take down even more points. It's got to be Seoul's time to respond.
Wavebreaker, fight goes off, the pro goes down, less than 10 seconds, they need to get paint on the zone. Managed to neutralize it, 3 remaining, this is Seoul's last chance, but Takaroka gets it back, 5 seconds left. Inkjet over the zone, taken out by the Flings.
No dice.
Not quite able to do it. Takaroka takes game 1.
Despite the ink mine buffoonery that was happening throughout the map, it looked like the Titans finally got things back into shape too. We saw Crab Tank. I mean, honestly, the Blue Death was a solid pick, actually. The underrated Reef Slider to recap both of those zones every time. You would see it more often than not. And then the Titans, once they got that one Reef Slider in, the Titans were able to get a decent sustained push. And then, of course, multiple members going down on the hands of Team Saul was not helping Saul's case whatsoever.
A little bit of a stagger right at the end there, just unfortunately just kind of made things really, really difficult for Seoul. But it was really down to the wire either way.
I mean, it was a lot of back and forth as well. But the one thing I will mention, at least with the rule set of the 37 legal kits we have in Seek and Destroy, it was basically a range comp, effectively. The Blue Devils were the only one that was even remotely close in range. So you have to kind of rely on certain weapons to really find picks from Team Soul. They were able to do just that, but then it just started to fall apart at the end.
I'm going to apologize in advance right now. I'm sorry that I gave you a map list with mincemeat and E-Leader is legal.
I think a certain someone I know is going to have a field day with using E-Leader in general, but it's mincemeat. Stupid things can happen.
It is going to be extremely stupid. I will also admit, this map list also partially came about from the fact that I had planned for an additional round with another gimmick, and unfortunately, because of the fact that I did not quite get enough signups, I could not, I had to cut out one of the rounds, and the one that I cut had better maps. I'm sorry.
Arb is saying that no one believed her. This was 100% intended, and she is not sorry.
Look, right, I'm making you do it anyway, so, I'm not entirely sorry. It is true.
Alright, looks like both teams are actually ready this time. By the way, chat, did you know that Team Soul stands for a self-observant lionfish?
Really? I did not know that.
No, you're learning something new every day.
All right, so I am almost certain that M is going to be remaining on the E-leader for this map. We're going to see how TKO manages to keep up with that.
So I'm gonna be real. I wouldn't be, the 95% of my stocks are on M sticking with the E-leader. I would also not be surprised if M goes to something else, but I think the most common pick that we have seen M with is on anything that resembles a charger at this point. E-leader is probably the play, but M could always surprise us.
Well, we're going to find out just now. Going to see what ends up happening as we load in to game 2.
All right, Sprinks, I'm gonna call your team self-observant lionfish for the rest of this series. No, I won't. But you know,
we do have the leader.
Also, by the way,
Jet Squelcher.
Yeah, Jet Squelcher is a little fascinating. Actually, it's the only change for the Titans: blue daps into red daps, but it still follows the setup. But it still follows the rule set.
I actually really like this adjustment because of the fact that now we've got Beacon and Cooler into an E-leader, so dying to it is probably not going to be as big of a deal.
Wait a minute. What is happening here? Yeah, I was wondering what was happening. I had to think about this.
Oh, I see. There's an ink brush on the enemy team. That's not legal.
An illegal weapon got mixed into the set.
Oops.
Setup.
Yeah, that's not the correct brush. Oops.
I wonder if this is just a simple menu error at that point, though.
It probably was. The ink brush nouveau is legal, but the normal one is not.
Someone may have had I think it was
I'm guessing it was Ember. It was Ember.
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm wondering if
not a big deal.
Yeah. I think both teams even realized it too when they were playing. I think Titans were trying to call it early, realizing there was an error.
Yeah, not a huge deal. We adjust and we move on.
I think the Titans are gonna stick to the game plan regardless.
Yeah.
But I think everybody kind of has the idea.
But yeah, just kind of going back to what I was saying. Also, I really like the adjustment of having a cooler weapon alongside all of this. Just because of the fact that we, like, if we're going to be feeding into an E-leader anyway, you might as well make those deaths sting a lot less. Potentially, like, mitigate any respawn punisher or anything like that.
Absolutely. I think having the cooler spread across your team and then try to play as aggressive as you can, and then quickly respawn back is not a bad plan whatsoever. I also am intrigued here that it worked out for the Giants in the previous map that they kept the same composition. Again, only changes just the DAPS variant overall, but they're still dishing out kind of weapons that still have range, so they won't, if they play it right, they're hoping to not get caught within the E-leader's range.
Yeah.
And they're also gonna be too far away for the rest of Team Sol to really properly punish. So Sol's gonna have to look for some key angles and flanks in mincemeat tower control to boot.
Yeah, the notable legendary mincemeat flanks.
yes. You know, this is a very difficult one. I think Ember is back on the airbrush. I'm guessing this is the nouveau variant. Yes.
Yeah, this is the nouveau. We're all good now. We have the we have the angle shooter Jet Squelcher. So yeah, everything is okay now.
Yeah. I think we all kind of figured that was probably just an incorrect ink brush, and I don't fault anybody because the nouveau marker isn't very clear sometimes.
Pro immediately ends up getting sniped, but looks like we're not making any moves on the tower quite yet.
And as you predicted, them staying on the E-leader, no surprises to that either.
Inkjet trying to get the ink brush, manages to find it. Pro ends up going down on Takaroka, however. Still running the opening gambit, Nova.
The opening gambit Nova on Anaki is not something you normally see often either, so it's actually kind of fascinating to see how this works. Sprinks, by the way, on the ink back.
Well, so far it's going pretty strong. The Nova has gotten at least 2 picks, plus some assists. So that gambit's going to be live for quite a bit of the match.
So here's the other problem with mid-speed tower control too, with M on E-leader duty there, as the Stam almost actually caught one in the overhead camp there earlier. M has some really good sidelines on that first checkpoint, so the Titans have to work around it to see just to break through it. I think they will definitely try to find ways.
Yeah,
That's just something they have to factor in, but not right now.
Soul has kind of made themselves very, very difficult to push into, but having the Anarchy Nova in order to use Inkjet to like get rid of all the entrenchments that Soul has is definitely going to be really valuable here.
And I'm once again just seeing some good snipes here from M on that E leader as well. And this is again, basically Titans are just having to play catch up right now onto the second checkpoint. I think this is going to be the end of Team Soul's push.
Yeah, looks like it will be for the time being. Takaroka is going to be looking to set up for their own push now. Popping Crab and Storm, getting the E leader.
I mean, taking out the E leader is going to be huge, but they still have to respect all the other members of the team. Soul that's just trying to blind them. Ember's just trying to work around it. Icy's done.
Just
that
tosses.
might bought enough time for M to respawn.
Unfortunately, the Inkvac ends up hitting the pole of the tower, making it very easy to line of sight. 3 go down on Takaroka, though, so that's going to be the end of that push, and Soul's going to be able to start a counter push.
Yeah, even with this rule set right now, you have to take advantage of the Seek and Destroy rules and try to locate any of your enemies that you can. You know that M's gonna be in range, but you have to locate everybody else. Like Icy and Ember. Ember's just gonna be running, wreaking havoc with that Ink Brush Duo. Keep that in mind as Ember takes out one.
It was a very good, honestly, a pretty favorable trade for Soul here. Still managing to keep the tower on their side, but, like, not able to really push things right now as, like, they're just... As Takaroka is just proving to be a little bit too resilient right now. Soul is having a little bit of the weakness of their comp right now is really just having a lot of hard time getting a push done themselves. They're really just kind of waiting for TKO to make a mistake.
Yeah, they're gonna have to rely heavily on of course some of their specials. Some of their specials, some of the subs is kind of only conducive to land, which isn't necessarily great. So they gotta use their mains and their specials very well. Ember taking out Matsu on the red dabs, and there is a nice ink back toss, which is gonna add to the 3 down, and TJ is gonna have to escape.
Yeah, looks like they're going to be just throwing down ink mines, trying to make them, like, really difficult. The Explo eventually comes back and gets rid of them. The Inkjet's going to force the E-Leader away. Soul going to try and push the tower regardless. Gets away because of the Inkjet. Honestly, just doing a really good job for just stalling things.
I mean, this is still a very close game. No team really broke through the second checkpoint, but Titan's going to have to solve the riddle of basically the entire team and just how deep Ember's just been playing, as I think I just saw the Ultra Sam taking out Fene there.
The Anarchy Nova has been putting in a lot of work for TKO, but unfortunately, again, Soul is proving to be extremely difficult to push into. And with the Anarchy Nova getting shot out of the sky, it looks like Soul is going to be looking to get a bigger lead now. Popping the Inkvac on tower, but unfortunately getting forced off.
I mean, this is Soul's good push, but this good push might come to an end here because Titans are able to collapse onto them. It's actually a trade between the Nova and the Jet Squelcher, but two go down, by the way.
A full 3 down with just the Dapples left.
And it's just the Dapples kind of trying to crowd around the tower, and Ember takes them out entirely, but Ember is going to be forced out. Titans have to touch. They do.
They do, and get sniped.
Ember's just going to be waiting in the wings. They have to make sure somebody touches the tower. No one's on it. And
that's game. Soul responds with a score of their own.
So for full transparency there, in case people are trying to figure out what happened, Titans were basically 3 around the tower. Izzy had a clear path, by the way, to just touching the tower on the other side as well, which basically just meant that as long as somebody from Soul was just there to just get to the tower, that was pretty much all they wrote. I think they were just kind of forced out entirely out of their own volition, so just things didn't help matter, saying, hey, Soul's on the board. We are eventually going to get Brine Water, but it's not going to be this upcoming map.
Not quite, not quite. We are going instead to a Rainmaker map. We are going to Undertow Spillway, one of my personal favorite maps.
Actually, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this map list, and I think only like 3 of the 5 maps are technically egregious in terms of what's allowed.
Oh yeah, like I did make sure that you got a good map in game 3.
Hey, I would have loved some very good, silly map modes, but I do appreciate the thought.
Look, Look, I wanted to make sure that, like, I got a huge amount of map variety for you guys. And fortunately, some of the maps are just almost unplayable.
Yeah.
It does not make up for mincemeat. No, it does not. I'm glad we have a substitution coming out on Team Soul's side. Vic is coming back in.
Welcome back, Vic.
Would have accepted Scorch Zones. I don't know if that's necessarily better.
I would not play Scorch Zones, personally. By the way, chat, did you guys know that Team Soul also stands for Ships on Lighthouse? Tell that to your friends.
I understand what the gimmick of this set is now. Don't worry, Soul. If Kiln gets to be too much, I'll just send another lanky file at him.
Oh, god damn it, no!
Yeah!
Not after last time! see, Par knows when to keep me in line.
I've discovered I have weaponry.
My sincerest of apologies to Team Yold.
Let me fix that score.
I know this is good. This is gonna eventually backfire me. I'm sure I'm gonna get all angry DMs after the tournaments is over.
The DK rando assault, yeah.
Oh my god.
I'll be honest, I actually do think that seed that I sent you could be classified as a war crime.
As I mentioned before, for those who are tuning in trying to figure out what the DK for random seed I was giving us, it is something that was worth hanging in the Louvre, also known as it sucked.
Kiln highlighted the entire stream, which I think is a badge of honor, personally.
Duly noted, Par, by the way, according to Alpha. That is worrying. We'll let you know. Ah, great. My own gimmick is gonna be used against me.
Yeah.
No! No! Alright. I think I've had enough goofing around for one. I'm actually really curious to see what the changes are because I think that map was definitely not. I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans don't change too much here, to be honest with you, because yeah, that map was very leaning towards on M's E leader just dish down along with the ink brush new buff from Ember.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they stick with the same, but hey, maybe changes are needed.
I'm going to the Nautilus, actually. A pretty good adjustment for Rainmaker here, and we're going to be seeing a Dark Tetra from the other side.
Everything changed. Okay, I take that back. Everything is still within the lines, yes.
We have a huge pivot. Still have the Dapple on TKO, but a lot of the other weapons have changed up now.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with range, but on the Nautilus, but I do get to see Icy on that Vanilla Pro, which normally on the other team was Caitlyn's role. Now I'm going to see if Icy can take advantage, but while all that being said and done, it's 2 down.
Icy, I know, has had a bit of a reputation for being one of V-Pro's strongest soldiers in our community, so this is where he gets to put his money where his mouth is.
It's just unfortunate right now, unfortunate in Splatoon 3 that there is no main power-ups. That's why you don't normally see a lot of pro usage. Generally, you get to see other weapons that are played out. By the way, 2 points on the Titans' end. They did lose 2 right out of the gate, but that's just something to keep in mind for those who are keeping tab on the pro stocks.
Oh yeah, the pro stocks are low right now because it turns out without the crutch of MPU, the weapon's not good.
No, absolutely not. Icy tried to move really far up ahead with the Crab Tank, gets completely directed by Caitlyn. And also, by the way, it's 3 down, but the Titans can't push up. They lose 2 of their own.
Unfortunately, trying to contest a Rainmaker explosion against a Sploosh is a foolish endeavor. You would know by playing enough solo queue.
Yeah, it's just not the greatest feeling in the world, but sometimes, but definitely an idea worth pursuing. I am seeing, by the way, a lot of Soul Turf control territory being on their side at the moment. So right now, Titans just having a hard time just breaking through. Looking to see who's going to pick up the Rainmaker. Vic's going to.
Yep, Vic going to get a very easy lead as it is effectively not moved anywhere.
I was going to say, is Vic getting away with this? No.
Vic getting a pretty good breakaway, but not able to get the checkpoint. So this isn't really that strong of a lead here.
Definitely not. And I think Matt's is actually popping the cooler, but the rest of the Titans are kind of pushed up. So this cooler is going to be in a very awkward location. So only 2 players are going to take advantage.
That moment of indecision, unfortunately, just going to end up wasting that cooler as it was popped far too far behind, as well as just the Rainmaker barely moving just as they're trying to figure out what they wanted to do with that.
Yeah, you gotta be firm with your decision making in general if you're gonna use the cooler and the Rainmaker all at one. Make sure you allow your team to take advantage. This should be Soul's checkpoint.
Vic managing to just leap right ahead, getting rid of his own life, but getting the checkpoint in turn. Takaroka going to look to see if they can get a defense here. Takes out Icy from a shark, but unfortunately the Wavebreaker is not able to go out, and more points are going to be gotten from the Rainmaker getting picked here.
These are just brutal staggers, by the way, from the Titans. The Titans are just kind of going in one by one. So, and Soul's just able to reassert position each time. They might be going for the KO.
Very strong lead, and the KO dunk succeeds.
Excellent work all around from Soul. Once they got the first checkpoint, it was pretty much all control from there. And yet the Titans were just caught in a bad stagger for right at the tail end of it. And that just pretty much means Soul's able to take this one home. And yeah, after a very sluggish start, they win the next 2 and match point for Soul.
Yes, you can ink that wall, and it is very, very good that you can.
Yeah.
I learned that you could ink it during the big run on that map.
The more we learn.
But now we're going into game 4. Soul on match point here. We are going to be moving on to Clam Blitz, and the map in question is Brine Water.
Yeah, I know I meme on Brine Water. You probably have heard me meme on Brine Water as much as I do during the previous seasons. This is pretty much no exception.
You can meme on Brine Water all you want. It deserves it, but Clam Blitz is playable.
Yeah, so my memes with Brine Water, for those who haven't tuned in enough to my stuff, I talk about how Brine Water is one of the best maps of its time. It's a great map. It should always be legal everywhere you go. The reality of the situation is zones and tower control is pretty egregious. Rainmaker is barely passable as is, and Clams is the only good mode. And both teams have been subjected to another round of Brine Water Clam Blitz.
People are weirdly passionate about brine zones being good, actually, and I cannot agree with those people.
As much as I've seen brine water zones, I think it's pretty egregious, per se, because again, it's pretty much backliner heaven in general. If you're gonna work with zones, it can paint a good chunk of the zone in general. But this is not brine water zones we're dealing with. We're dealing with clams, the other actually reasonable mode of brine water.
Thank you very much for the hydrate.
By the way, Chad, did you guys also know that Team Soul also stands for selling only lollipops?
Just lollipops, really?
Yeah, they only sell lollipops in their store now.
Oh, that's really weird.
Yeah, not the greatest decision. Not the greatest decision, but hey.
Do they at least have a good selection?
Yeah, they have some decent selections. It's just that they still have to figure out their stock every now and then. Do it, Par! No! I really have gone out of line for Team Soul.
You're lucky I don't have a lanky file on hand right now.
I figured as much.
Because when I generate solo seeds, I don't generate lanky files, usually.
You probably should if you're gonna hand it off to other people.
Yeah, probably.
Do it, Bar. I think Alpha and Team Soul are also just trying to hunt for me after my buffoonery here in Rondo. For the record, I'm not normally this foolish or silly in most places I go, so.
I mean, when we're doing a silly gimmick tournament full of silly gimmicks,
Yeah,
I mean, come on, you gotta be a little goofy.
I get to be silly. It just doesn't happen often.
Yeah. Just gotta be a little silly.
I'm so curious to see. So, kind of a quick aside here, while both teams are ready up. I'm really curious to see how Planet Friar Lins are doing on that side against Slant, because
You're really forcing that one, my guy.
yeah. I actually screwed up the joke midway through my pronunciation.
Nice job. Nice.
Yep,
job.
that is a 0 out of 10 on Kyon for y'all. But the thing I will not be forcing is how this game will go. Because I mean at this point Seoul is at match point. They're both teams having to deal with the silliness that is brine water by itself. So I wouldn't be surprised if I was expecting an E-Later.
I was expecting E-Later when we got the... Oh, I'm in heaven. There's a Squiffer and a Rapid Deco here.
This is the par game, everybody. M's on Squiffer duties and the beloved RBP Deco on the hands of Caitlyn this go around.
Oh, I am very, very pleased with this.
All right, I need to hear the par words of everything.
Okay, so Squiffer actually going to be a pretty interesting choice here. Bubble is not exactly a good special right now, but in the context of Clam Blitz, being able to pop down a very strong beacon near the clam basket, as well as just being able to set up a little bit of a choke point in mid, wouldn't be necessarily the worst thing. Unfortunately, an Inkjet is now going to town.
Yeah, the Inkjet was definitely messing with Inkjet. This is gonna be Soul's push, possibly happening. Yes, they will. And at this point, though, I think it's only going to be one and done. Icy was the only one with the other set of clams. Maybe Ember might be able to respond. No, Ember's just going to wisely retreat, set up for another day.
Yep, going to toss the clam backwards for whoever's respawning to pick up.
Actually, is it? I don't think it's going to get picked up at all, actually. They're just going to let it...
No, they're just going to let it go. All right.
I mean...
Hammer comes in, manages to get the Explo. Unfortunately, the Ink Brush ends up getting picked themselves.
I mean, at this point, though, yeah, go on.
Yeah, right now it's not exactly a strong lead for Soul, but it is something. Takaroka, though, has plenty of time to try and break through. And this is a good way to do it. The Hammer gets a triple!
Look at that Hammer usage from TJ Cream, everybody. TJ Cream is able to get a triple. I think this is going to be enough for at least control or assertion of mid. Titans are just gonna have to find an opening to get a good, decent push in. They got power clams available. Icy goes down.
In brine water clams, you often need to win 2 fights to get access to the basket. So, unfortunately, that second fight was not won. Soul manages to defend, and we go back to mid.
Only one of the 2 conditions were cleared, and they could not get past the second fight, as you mentioned. So Titans have to just completely reset and try again. Matza picks up the pity clam.
Pity Clam being picked up, not a huge deal at this juncture, but I would always be a little bit cautious about that.
Just be cautious with your Pity Clam pickups, so you definitely want to try to wait for the right time to pick it up. In most cases, that Ultra Saiyan, by the way, not able to find anybody. Sprinks does go down by the end of it. Ember finds an opening, but not before going down as well. It's actually one alive on everybody's side.
Oh, yeah, but the Nova versus the Explo, the Nova here is definitely favored, especially after popping Inkjet. Explo hates trying to fight an Inkjet.
Yeah, so both teams it's just pretty much a decent reset. Nobody gained a stranglehold of mid. We're down to like less than 2 minutes bar, and the only push is the 1.
Yeah, this is just brine water gaming right now. Every time someone ends up knocking on one's door, the other team just ends up getting a good defense, and we just go back to mid. No one's really gotten a full wipeout, and that's usually the signal of a huge push coming in.
Well, maybe right here, though, because there was 2 members that dropped. Ink Brush Nouveaus do trade, but no Power Clam on site. I think they lost a crucial chunk of members that were trying to get clams available on the Titans end, so Titans are just only there to just win fights for it at the very least, but that is it.
TKO could have potentially gotten the score off of that, but unfortunately their members down and having no clams, they're not going to be able to convert that fight into anything.
They absolutely need to get together as many clams as they can, look around the board, and then still get decent control of mid here. They are able to do just that.
Explo manages to pick up the Squiffer. Explo and the Rapid managing to set up, but again, there's just no clams on this side of the map.
They need clams like soonish. They're just continuing to fight Soul in their base, but Soul's just gonna be happy every time they don't see that clam online for the Titans, and this just gives Soul a little bit more time to buy, and more importantly, enough time to buy to still make this only just the lead of 80 points remaining.
The complete lack of pity clam. This is the point where this is going to bite Sakaroka in the butt. It's just that you don't have that safety net. You need to make a power clam very, very soon. Oh, but the brush ends up getting in.
Oh!
2 go down. They get the power clam. Just 1 clam and they get the lead.
Crucial lead, and it's 3 down. But here's the problem, though. It's Brine Water clams losing multiple members at this crucial juncture part, and they're about to get a pity clam here just shortly. As long as you can jump this pity clam, and I think Icy's gonna be the one to do it, this could be a lead change.
They managed to get one in. A jump ends up happening, and some clams go in. Soul steals it right back.
So the difference was only just 1 power clam and one small one. They were able to spawn the power clam just around that area. So honestly, Titans had the right idea of just being able to retake lead, but they lose 3 members at a critical juncture in that map because, again, considering when you factor in that it's brine water, that can swing by very fast, and that could be the rudest of awakenings if you lose 3 at that crucial moment. That is exactly what happens there. Soul's able to get the comeback.
Lucky for Soul, they managed to be able to push in immediately following that push. So they managed to get the lead right back. Takaroka could have been able to steal that game away otherwise.
Absolutely. It just, honestly, it boils out. I think that last push that the Titans had, it was a really good idea, but then they just need to sustain. I wondered if they just may have, I have to look at it again, they may have overchased Soul trying to go for the full secure, but you didn't. But sometimes you don't necessarily need to do that if you know you have lead with like less than 10 seconds. Defense is just key in those scenarios.
And with all of that said and done, Team Soul advances to the finals. We do not yet know who is going to be joining them, however.
Yeah, Team Soul, honestly, despite the very Soul, sorry, again, in this very Seek and Destroy, we're gonna use all of our subs to find you rule set. I mean, they had a very sluggish start. I think they were still trying to get used to what worked out well for them, and they started really picking things up. Granted, after that first map there, again, it was a back and forth in Mahi zones, and then Tower Control, Rainmaker, and Clams was definitely Soul's time to shine. Again, Soul needed a comeback at the very end of Brine Water Clams to make it work. So again, I heavy applaud to Soul winning that rule set. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't recall if we're doing the 3rd place one.
We are doing the 3rd place match. We do not yet know who TKO is going to be fighting in that bronze match. We are still waiting on the result of Planet Firefin versus Team Misfits, and given the amount of time that's passed, I am just going to assume that it has gone to either a Game 4 or Game 5 at this point.
I mean, we saw it already. Game 5 has happened on the other side of the bracket. We did not get. So it wouldn't surprise me if we get one here. I mean, I'd be really excited to see how that result goes for Firefin versus Misfits. Again, not forcing the issue this time on my end. So that will be a lot of fun to watch, and I am also looking on your perspective. How dare you dish out the Nova in front of my eyes?
I switched to it at the start of the round. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just missed it entirely.
I'm gonna switch to the Stringer now because it's my baby, and I'm going to be playing the new one, even though I'm pretty convinced it's not going to be better than just an okay weapon.
I believe the vanilla kit, if I'm not mistaken, has the killer whale. I forgot its sub already.
Toxic Mist.
Oh,
like,
that's very questionable, yeah.
On paper, this kit is actually extremely synergistic, but in practice, both of these components are extremely weak right now, and Bo doesn't exactly paint the best either. It's not
So basically,
awful because you can always, like, mash the short-range shots, but it's not ideal.
I was gonna say, you mentioned it's super synergistic, but also it has the problem that a lot of other weapons have, in the sense of there's just better choices right now.
Yeah, I will say, though, Sprinkler Chump is an upgrade. It is just objectively an upgrade.
I'm actually, again, just a highlight, Sprinklers is the most, I cannot speak English today. Sprinkler has 10 kits, I believe. 10 kits are associated with the Sprinkler right now, which is the most in this game so far, which, again, is very wild when you think about it. But we are pending the reveals of the other kits too before we officially say Sprinkler as well. So it's probably gonna be tied.
As of the time of this, at the time of this event, actually, we still don't actually know what the heavy edit Splatling even does. Like, what's its gimmick? What is its unique mechanic among Splatlings? We don't know yet.
I mean, again, if you look at the sub and special on paper, you kind of realize it's a very supporty type Splatling, but you need to know, well, of course, we need to know how the main plays to see if it works.
Yeah, exactly. Like curling cooler is actually a really, really damn good kit for it. But
yeah,
like, we don't know how the main plays, so
it could be arguably a very fun Splatling kit, or it would just be the next version of the Goo Tuber.
Yeah, like, that's kind of my fear. I'm kind of like, oh, this kit is actually really, really sick, but the main weapon sucks. And hopefully that's not the case.
So it's like Goo Tuber's kit right now for those wondering. It's torpedo and missiles, which in any other weapon, it would be frightening. But it's put on the Goo Tuber.
That kit is frightening. Unfortunately, the Goo Tuber is just not that good right now.
Exactly, exactly. That's why I say it could be the Goo Tuber problem, where it could be you could have an awesome kit and then just get held back by the main weapon.
Looks like the fight with Planet Firefin and Misfits is done. I'm about to see the results.
I'm waiting for that to be like probably 5 game.
No, it went to game 4, and Misfits are the ones who are advancing.
All right, we got
a bit of an upset there.
I believe we got Firefin and I already forgot the other two. Oh, Firefin and Titans on the third place side.
Yeah, Firefin and Titans are going to be battling out for third place.
All right. By the way, Alpha, I do apologize. I do apologize. Team Soul is just Team Soul.
So Planet Firefin going to be meeting Takaroka Titans over down in the Bronze Brawl.
So that will be fun and fun there, and we'll get to see how the teams fighting for third will have to deal with gimmick wise. And we got the fan bases of Firefin showing up already. I love it.
I am excited for this one because this is the one where we have to go back to our namesake. We're the third place match.
Are we going back to the old ways of how Rondo has been done?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
The third place match will be fought under Sheldon Sampler rules. We are going to have randomized weapons, which I pre-rolled for sake of time, and the stages will also be randomized. Not the modes, but each stage has to be randomized, and after a stage is played, it needs to be struck so it's not re-rolled.
I am looking at that first game weapon set, and I have questions.
Yep. One thing that I actually made sure to do was that every weapon set has a wildcard slot where you could run whatever you want. But the other three weapons must be present.
I'll say this much. Here, Par game. I'm looking at some of the setups. I think the things to look out for is going to be the things to look out for those watching in. I would be excited about game 3 in terms of some of the weapon rolls. And if we ever do get to a game 5 has some very fascinating choices. The only game 4, actually, really the last 3 would be interesting. The first 2 are wild.
Oh yeah. These are going to be some pretty wild matches.
I'm just saying this right now, I'm just saying this right now. The last 3 games, if we get to Game 4 and Game 5, will be interesting. Game 3 will be probably the closest thing we'll get to something fascinating unfolding. First 2 are just so silly.
They're extremely funny. Really, part of what I am excited to look at here is what each team is going to do, getting a look at the weapons that they were dealt with and what 4th weapon that they want to use to round out that comp.
I think the 4th weapon is going to be very telling. To your point on how each team wants to approach it, because that. I believe from the Sheldon Sampler setup, you only have 1 wildcard slot, so you have to figure out how this wildcard slot fits into the overall composition in general. And we'll talk about Game 1 here in just a bit in terms of what the 3 weapons are. But in terms of the wildcard slot, how a team uses that wildcard slot is going to be key. You could some could default to a comfort pick for one of the team members. The other one might try to find something that could synergize with the others with the 3. And the bronze place teams, Planet Firefin and Takara Titans, will have to be. This would effectively is almost a puzzle in a sense. With execution, you have to figure out what wildcard weapon in that particular slot will work best in that given circumstance. I think where teams could struggle with Game 1. Again, I will talk about Game 1 here. Where there are some teams that may struggle with trying to figure out how this wildcard slot will go. I wouldn't be surprised if that wildcard slot will be a comfort pick for one of the specialists, because again, it's a very interesting role. You're gonna probably see a little bit more sensible choices coming into the later rounds. Game 1 is just something I'm gonna keep talking about Game 1 here because it is wild.
Oh yeah,
to me at least, it's wild. For others, maybe not as much. So again, you have to start figuring out how to slot what your weapons are in any given scenario. Again, if you want to make this work.
Waiting on room code. One of y'all are hosting.
It's not the spectators' time. We're not doing that again. See that guy. To your point, you could have, if you were the only one that would be comfortable on the wildcard slot, you have to make sure that your other 3 teammates can run the other fixed weapons in that weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, it really boils down to one: are any of your teammates comfortable using this specific weapon, or wanting to at least try it out in a Rondo setting, or do you end up taking the wildcard slot because you have a better choice that you can make in that given situation?
I definitely believe that these teams can make use of these randomized weapons.
Oh, absolutely. To me, I think it's a fun little puzzle.
Yeah.
With a bit of execution, of course.
This is how I kind of wanted to spice up the randomized format, because I will be honest, I've kind of, like, the reason why Rondo has shifted to being more challenge battle styled and not fully randomized for every round is because of the fact that the weapon randomizer I have beaten to death. Like, there have been 4 other events of the weapon randomizer.
We have to be a little bit more unique in our style.
So we are branching out. We are doing some really silly looking things.
I might be getting intel here, Par.
Intel? What's going
Check
on?
general.
That's not a problem.
Shouldn't be a problem. I figured as much.
No.
Apparently, don't worry,
Wait,
Chad. We're just.
Wait, hold on. No way.
Yeah.
No way server maintenance is gonna be fucking happening in the middle of my fucking event. God damn it.
If this is true, but here's the thing though. Server maintenance doesn't normally take that long, does it? It would just be a slight interruption.
It normally doesn't, but now I'm gonna have to put the entire event on hold because of a surprise maintenance. Oh, I really, really hope that that's not going to happen. Oh no.
Or it has not been your day, basically, is what you're saying.
It's not been my month. Everything has been trying to get in the way of Rondo happening.
If only. I believe we're still waiting on the room code, but I think that's the least of our problems.
All right, I see the room. I'm now so I can at least join it, but no, it's been closed. Never mind. Oh no, there it is. Okay. And
if it happens,
apparently it starts 15 minutes from now. If that's the case, that sucks.
Boris taking a D20 and literally just rolled 0 in it. No doubt on that. Now we have to. I'm gonna need to get the information as soon as possible. So both teams will probably need to get maybe the first couple games in, and then we'll have to wait and see how the netcode handles. I'd imagine.
I picked out this day like at least over a month ago.
You could not have predicted this, for the record.
How could I have possibly predicted that Rondo was going to end up being this Rondo was going to be the most cursed thing in terms of scheduling?
You're just not allowed to win for this one.
Okay, that's why I didn't get the DM about it. The Discord message request, Lamau.
Oh yeah, that specific setting has been screwing with me too.
Yeah,
so.
It's been messing with me too.
If you're hearing this, please drop a notification so that we can respond to it.
Yeah, like just tell me like, hey, you have a new message notification.
It's not that annoying. It's not that annoying to just notify me. You could just make noise, and I'm like, oh, this is important. I actually had almost legit missed the invite to a production server that I needed for a Splatoon cast because of that.
Oh my god.
Look at it this way. There is still it just means that that everybody gets a forced break.
Everyone gets a forced break of like 3 hours, allegedly.
Allegedly 3 hours.
I really hope that that's not the case. Looks like we're missing one member from each team still.
Yeah, so we're gonna miss one member from each team. So I think we probably do want to get we probably want to get the games in at the very least until the server says no, effectively.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna have to be the plan regardless. It's not the greatest of timing, so we 3v3 go.
No. It's not. We're not doing a 3v3. Thanks.
We need to get the other members, and then we'll have to speed up here. I believe though, for this rule set, it's gonna be random tower control, so teams will just be picking the mystery button for tower control.
I'm going to hope that this maintenance is at most like 20 minutes.
I think it will be.
Also, yes. Like the way that we're doing the way that we're expected to do this is just let the game randomize the map and then strike the map on the next one, because you can do that.
Yep. Easy enough. So assuming that Titans are somehow hearing me for whatever reason, we might actually get some really disgusting combinations in tower controls. Is where we're getting at.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
we can look forward to that. And I think Titans might be trying to speedrun this, just knowing that the maintenance is coming up. By the way,
Yeah.
they are picking Turf War. That might be a problem. They may need to cancel it soon.
Yeah, hey, by the way, guys, you picked Turf War.
I did not realize that everybody's waiting to play Turf War. This is not Splatfest. We've already decided the Splatfest result winners weeks ago. Days ago, even.
If anyone's in the stream, just ready up, and we're gonna cancel.
I think we actually cannot cancel anymore at this point, right?
No, we can't. We have to cancel the match.
Okay, so basically, just do the usual end battle early and then redo. We'll try this. Apparently, Par says, "Look at the mode."
Yes, I noticed.
I noticed it nearly right away.
Yeah, start match and insta end. That's what we're going for.
Love can still save the world, Arbiter. We've killed we've doomed the crops. The crops can no longer harvest anymore. I think though we're gonna be waiting on the insta end early, waiting for it to happen. I think both teams realize it. Yep, there's the end. Try it again. Take 2.
Let's go again. Let's go again.
So welcome everybody to the Rondo featuring Par's sanity slowly being lost at every minute.
Yeah.
We're trying this again. It's tower control, by the way, for the randomized one, I believe. So the order is tower control, Rainmaker, Clan Blitz, zones, and tower control.
Yeah, start at tower control and then just keep going.
Rotate your way around, y'all. Oh, actually reasonable.
Oh, we landed on a really good one. Hell yeah.
This is bizarrely reasonable. All right, so we
got a little bit of a preview of what might be coming up with this as the 4th for each team.
Unless they want to change their minds. They now know it's Inkblot Tower Control and not whatever the other one was.
It was Mega Mart.
Yep.
Honestly, like if it was Mega Mart Tower, that would have also been pretty good. But we already.
That's also.
So.
That's doubly reasonable. See, I wouldn't see the sick person in me would put Barnacle and Dime Tower Control as the hopeful role. But that's me personally.
Why are you like this?
Look, chat. I need you to agree with me that all modes of Eeltail should be tournament legal.
John, Arbiter is in the chat.
I'm fully aware of what I'm saying when Arbiter's in the chat. That's not gonna stop me from saying it.
You really should stop poking that dragon with that stick you've got there.
But it's funny. All right. Silliness aside, I think we did get a little bit of a preview there. So Vince is on the wildcard slot, and I think the other slot's gonna be fulfilled by the Neo Splash. And the Neo Splash is on the hands of Matsta. Otherwise, everybody else is following the rules, so I'm gonna be curious to see how this works. We've seen TJ Creed, by the way, on the Inaki Nova earlier, so some familiarity already for the Titans.
Not really all that surprising. We're going for painting weapons with Tri-Strike as the 4th, so it looks like we're kind of on the same wavelength. Just a matter of using T-Tech versus using Splash.
So basically, you're gonna get a lot more painting out of the Splash right away. T-Tech is great for slaying, and speaking of slaying, it will be Firefin's time to strike first. They take out 3 members of the Titans right away.
Tri-Strike going out with the end of the Inkjet as well. This first checkpoint, usually pretty easy. We're going to see if Planet Firefin can ride this momentum, pass through an Inkjet to get the second check.
We saw some great Inkjet usage so far from both these teams to boot. We did see Cream able to take out 1. And then on the other side, Michel on Inkjet duty taking out a crucial pick to help get the team past first. But once that's push ended on the Titans, Firefin has lost 3 Titans, will at least afford the reset.
I will also mention I think one of the Tri-Strikes got eaten by an Inkback, but not that it mattered at that moment.
I think that's always a very unfortunate moment when the Inkback pops in and is like, oh shoot, one of my Trip Strikes has been eaten by that darn thing.
Hungry boy, eat.
Delayed triple, by the way, which will allow Firefin to, well, as soon as I say that, delayed dribble will mean Firefin will not push ahead as they lose 2 of their own.
3 of their own, as a matter of fact, as the Inkjet claims a 3rd.
There you go, and that will be Titans effectively stopping what could have been a prospective Firefin push.
It's looking like the Anarchy Nova still rocking that opening gambit, still allowing to provide a whole ton of pressure, in spite of the fact that of the snowbally nature of that ability.
So, and the other thing to keep in mind too, this is basically Cream's very Anarchy Nova that has already been played earlier in the Rondo so far. So there is already some familiarity there. Michelle doesn't surprise me as the person to pick up the Nova Saw in this case. I kind of expect Michelle to probably pick up some very awesome weapons that they can take full advantage of. As we're gonna see the first checkpoint broken.
Not bad at all. Firefin going to be on the defense, having to push through an Tri-Strike and an Ink Vac right now. Their Anarchy Nova tries to get something, leads, ends up swapping, but TKO is cleaned up and the checkpoint will not fall.
Yeah, checkpoint stays where it is. That is a wipeout, but the tower goes in 1 speed only, which means Titans will be able to respond. Tower's gonna just basically effectively reset the neutral. That's gonna give Firefin some time to paint around mid and try to find the openings. Caitlyn goes down right away!
Yeah, losing the Jet Squelcher there, effectively the anchor of this comp. Rapid ends up going down as well. This is definitely a good opportunity for Planet Firefin to just take over the flat area. Unfortunately, the Jet ends up going down, so that's going to stall things, but being able to stagger some Tri-Strikes, gonna get the lead, gonna get past check 2.
That's a crucial second check, and again, Caitlyn going down, the anchor of the comp goes down again. Michelle is the only one on that tower. Nebula trying to play from range. Not a bad decision overall, just didn't seem to pan out. And Nebula loses 3. A trip strike being popped over here. Pretty much means that Firefin's still able to keep that tower possibly within that territory and maybe go for another push.
Just basically to stabilize and keep this push alive, despite the going down. Exerting a lot of pressure to end up going down.
Delayed triple is gonna again open the door for this Firefin push to keep going. And Titans are just, I think they might be looking to stagger a little bit. And this is gonna be an ink bet that is being used. I think that might have been Caitlyn that used the ink bet, or it might have been the other team, or it might have been Salt Mushroom as well. All that being said and done, that kills the push, but Firefin had a really strong push up to 17 punch remaining. Titans need to respond.
Unfortunately, with the Ink Vac that was popped on the tower there, it was unfortunately being attacked from 2 angles, which the Ink Vac is able to cover a lot of ground, but unfortunately it can't take on two directions of attack very well.
Man, Titans are just getting caught on wrong ends of picks there. I think I just saw Michelle getting a couple more with the Anarchy Nova as well. Massa's just trying to go with a desperation push there, and Titans are just trying to force themselves into the tower, which is putting them into some very crummy territory to work around. And now we get to see a sea of Firefin ink going down. Go ahead, 3 down on Titans.
Full wipeout is going to end up sealing the game for Firefin right here and now.
Yeah, Firefin's gonna win this first map here now. First map there, and yeah, the riddle was the 4th slot, as you mentioned earlier in this one, was a different flavor of the trip strike with very similar shooter styles. I believe Titans kind of opted on the Neo Splash, likely for familiarity and the fact that it's a Neo Splash. The T-Tech though, with a little bit more slant and a little bit more trip strike usage, turned out to work out super well with Firefin, and I think Firefin also played with that with Michelle's Inkjet very well, along with the Jet Squelcher from Solemn Mushroom. So it just well executed all around from Firefin.
Came in just in time. We are going to... I have not seen any notifications on the Switch on whether or not there's going to be maintenance. So hopefully things are gonna be okay.
We're still playing on. We're just waiting to see when we see the giant error message to appear in front of us, basically.
Yeah.
Look, sometimes things are inevitable. Oh dear.
Oh no.
This is interesting.
Wahoo World. Yeah, let's go.
Right. All right, while you're busy with Wahoo Roll and probably trying to compose it here. So both teams. So Wahoo. So Rainmaker for the 3 slots today: Splat Roller, Luna Neo, and Slosher. This is kind of wild in a sense. You got a bubbler and the vanilla slosher, which by the way, one of the better weapons in the current game at this point. The Luna Neo is a little bit of a weird choice. Yes.
This is a wildly aggressive. This is a wildly aggressive trio of weapons that has a wildly terrible amount of paint.
Yes. So the 4th slot for the wild card could be interesting. You could either fit in more painting, more aggression, or if you would have a person that you want to help anchor that entire comp, if you need to. Backline could be a very good play all around. So I'm gonna be interested in what both teams want to dish out for the wildcard slot as well. But they have to deal with this Wahoo Rainmaker. Very debatable.
In my opinion, I think that a Splatling is probably very, very likely here from either team. Either like a heavy Splatling or ballpoint even. Is what I would expect, because like that has a good combination of both paint and stability. As well as able to be able to play at the pace of all these weapons that want to be aggressive and in your face.
Absolutely. I mean, Splatling probably isn't a bad choice whatsoever, too. You could really go either way with this.
I think we might be in the clear for the maintenance, by the way. It is technically the appointed time and nothing is happening. And I have not seen any notifications. Usually there's a Switch notification for maintenance.
Yeah, the big error message has not appeared on my screen either, Par, so we might be in the clear. So hey, maybe
Hold
that's
it right there, by the way. There's a heavy.
Good, great call on the heavy Splatling. The other team is dishing out the Splat Dualies. You got Crab Tank Suction Bomb being the choice here from the Titans.
Choosing not to choosing to double down on the strengths of the comp rather than to try and do anything with the weaknesses of it. Again,
I actually don't mind this choice.
Again, I really like the potential adjustment here. Heavy does provide a fair amount of paint, but it definitely is not going to be quite as aggressive as a dually.
That's certainly a thing here. That's the first checkpoint, by the way. So the rest of the Titans got caught in a 2-down scenario that ultimately meant that Firefin was just able to push right up ahead. Nebula got a double, by the way. Cream's just trying to hammer from behind. They have to shut him down. Cream is shut down. Nebula is down.
And a wipeout going to allow Firefin to just instantly KO. Ouch.
A double off of the clearance there, and then Cream gets denied. Nebula stays alive the entire time, and great movement on the Rainmaker to keep themselves safe. It was a great showing, not really from the wildcard slot, but the roller movement from Nebula overall. Great fist bump, by the way, on screen if you also saw that. Great overall play from Nebula to make it work with the roller.
Absolutely just putting on a clinic, and this is like just a really good way of just showing it like how well a roller can just take over a game if played well.
Absolutely. That was excellent. I mean, Firefin matched that aggression really well too. Again, Titans really needed to basically go right in your face with the Splat Dualies being the wild card slot, because you had the Splat Dualies. You're basically playing either for the Crab Tank or either just to combat. And they find themselves down too early, and Firefin just did not look back. And then again, Nebula pops off, I believe, either a triple or a quad on top of it to seal it for Firefin. Now you gotta move on to Clan Blitz on a random... What the heck? We have gotten reasonable map choices.
Well, Wahoo Rainmaker was not reasonable. But Clan's Barnacle, we're going back.
All right, running it back. So, real quickly here, Parv. Yep.
I'm just mentioning, Firefin is on match point here. They're going to be going. They get the bronze trophy if they manage to get this.
And now both teams are having to deal with a Hydra Splatling, Dually Squelchers, and a Zinc Mini for their 3 fixed slots. Wildcard could be a little interesting because you got your 2 ranges right away. You basically have a backline and 2 midlines. The most reasonable choice is that you could probably go Slayer, most likely, with your weapon choice. But
here's the
basically
thing.
Anything goes. Yes.
Here's the thing with this comp. You have a Hydra and a Zinc. Trying to play something like a short-range shooter into that is going to be miserable.
Absolutely, but some people might be trying to go for more of a balanced setup with this. but to your point, you could also just completely double down on range on top of it too.
I would say something with Tacticooler could also potentially work here, because Splatlings really appreciate just the extra speed that you get from Tacticooler. Plus, for Zinni in particular, it allows it to just just kind of zoom all over the place in the opponent's face, while also just being really obnoxious to push into with both the bubble and the Toxic Mist.
I mean, but ultimately, which cooler weapon would be the choice? Because you could go with Enzap, you could go Tri Nouveau. Those are the two most popular ones off the top of my head. There are other pocket picks like Snipe Rider.
Yeah, you could.
Snipe Rider about to be the thing. Oh dear.
And I just got a communication error.
That might be the same with me. I just saw that too.
Was that a host DC?
Actually, am I still online? That's the question.
Oh, we're still here.
We are still here. Actually, is this a host? Yeah, you might be right. This could be a host DC. I'm guessing... Yeah, I think my online is set.
Lobby crashed.
Oh, the lobby crashed.
All right, we just got to remake. Just remake the lobby with the same thing. This is the wrong intermission screen.
Yeah. We did not, and for context, I think where we crashed par, we did not get to see the fourth slot on the wildcard,
no.
The fourth wildcard weapon slot, so still a mystery.
Yep. Looks like the lobby's back up.
I'm still seeing, by the way, just for context, par, as a quick aside, I'm still seeing people just being able to create rooms.
I'm able to communicate with consoles.
I'm able to...
Okay, well, things seem to be okay now.
Yeah, I think that might have been just a hiccup.
I think that was just a problem with my Switch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's just a... overall non-issue. I'm also wondering if we are getting a... I also wonder, does a host change, if I'm not mistaken, based from the previews I see?
Alright, I'm back in.
And it's the same pass as last time, right?
Yeah, same pass.
Right on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, perfect. Yeah, I don't think I've seen... Yeah, I think we should be... I haven't seen the big, giant error message yet, so I think we're currently in the clear. I mean, oh, actually. Okay, yeah, it took a bit for me, though. And it looks like this is a host switch overall, which, by the way, good on both these teams realizing that it was a host switch. Actually, shoot, what does this mean for the rules? That means both teams go back to Barnacle and Dime clamps?
We're going back to Barnacle and Dime, yeah.
I figured as much, but...
We already rolled Barnacle and Dime, we're going to Barnacle and Dime.
I figured as much, but just to be sure. Yeah, once again, both teams still don't know what the other team's slots are for the wildcard, for that wildcard weapon slot. So again, kind of piggybacking off of your previous point, Par. I mean, again, you could pair this up with a Tacticooler. The question is, which Tacticooler weapon do you want to pick at that point? Sniper probably is the simplistic choice, but a lot of the other Tacticooler weapons are actually Dynamo could also be a choice if you wanted to use that too. But the other
problem that I have with Dynamo is that, again, Dynamo not really that good into 2 Splatlings.
Also the same problem. So I mean, if you want to pick a cooler weapon to help enable your other 3, you're gonna be running into the meat grinder that will be your 2 Splatlings. So there is gonna be inherent risk if you are gonna run a cooler into any of these choices, but that may be a necessary evil you need to make in that scenario. Let's say both teams are okay. I think both teams are. I'll need to just switch sides. Normally that would be a pain for me, but from my own personal production side. But otherwise everything else is cool.
Yeah, for the very simplistic production we've got going on here, this should not affect anything. But yeah,
if you're like me, this would drive me up the wall.
For me, by the way, regarding which cooler weapons I would choose, probably either Zapper's Snipe Rider would probably be the pick I would say, because the Snipe Rider specifically because Zap specifically because of the fact that it just provides a lot of paint and can bomb the Splatlings, but yes. Snipe Rider because it just straight up outranges them.
Yes. And that's but again, you gotta hope that they have a sniper or specialist in either team. So in the context, I wouldn't be surprised if, again, I'm just going for more balance. You're going for more in-your-face weaponry here. We're about to see it right now, actually.
Looking like we're getting we're going to be getting
double T. Oh, it's
T-Tech from both sides.
So again, my point there too. You might be going for either just the trip strike to help force everybody out. You're also going to be running it into the grinder that is literally the range. There is going to be inherent risk, but if you can stay alive and help farm your ink strikes and help set up your team for success, that was going to help. Of course, to your point, one of the T-Tech drops.
Engage special for moving Hydra. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, because Hydra is a legendarily immobile splatling. So getting something to help it move up is definitely a good pick.
So also something to keep in mind here with your special usage. You're gonna have to work with the Booyah Bomb, Wavebreaker, and a Big Bubbler too. Big Bubbler really good on any clans map.
Oh, that's pain. You hate to see it. T-Tech manages to go down. Unfortunately, the Hydra manages to mow them down. Hydra ends up dropping down, but it looks like most of Takaroka is just getting pushed back.
Takaroka's just getting pushed back right now. Really, I don't think anybody really has any control of even mid or any clams to boot. You do lose two, and right now the Titans do need to get some clams available. You gotta see if they can find any advantages here. Firefin yet to have any clams in their clam economy.
Anytime that the Hydra goes down is a big opportunity for the enemy team to push up, just because of the fact that the Hydra, while immobile, commands so much space because it kills you so quickly from such long range.
But you also have to be careful with your positioning of the Hydra, and Fenny got punished, according to Fenny, by the way, on Hydra duty for the Titans. Nebula has an opening to work with here, but Nebula goes down right out of the gate. But there's a lot of pain being dropped here. Fire Vince goes down as well. And then everything else has disappeared with that power clam on top of it. Michelle drops as well. Things and that perspective push that Firefin had is just done.
Yeah, there's not a lot of pushing power going on with this comp, so we're probably going to be here for a while. But as soon as one score happens, we are going to be relieved from the potential 8-minute clan blitz game.
We could be trending in that direction if both teams opt to keep brawling here. Titans have done a great job stopping some of the gates here. We could be having also the ultimate commentator's jinx. Look at Firefin. They're just moving up ahead, and Soul Mushroom Nebula going to the side, which is just splitting everybody up right now. Nebula has been collapsed on, and that is a majority of clams out of the picture. Michelle is stuck in the back, actually able to punish Dream though.
Yeah, the Hydra just being able to keep the ground, getting super jumps toward, not going to allow the push to completely, while the push hasn't happened, they're not losing ground.
Yeah, but again though, it's the same. Right now, Firefin is in deep trouble there. I'm trying to be able to speak words on top of it. They lose that power climb, and now they lose all of the ground imaginable. They were set up for good pushes, but Titans just come up clutch on defense each time.
Titans defense being really immaculate here. Two end up going down, unfortunately, on Firefin. 3 now with the Booyah Bomb. They should be able to push in, get a score in after they make a power clam.
But where's the power clam? Where's that power clam right now?
They're taking too long to make a power clam. Now playing Firepin is just back up. There was an opportunity there. Oh, and and it barely goes in.
Yeah, down to a minute left. I just saw a bubbler to protect the power clam usage. That's why I said what there, because you probably want to use your bubbler in a better location in most places to allow more movement of the clam to be done. This just leads into a one and done push par. More importantly, a free power clam, and now it's just 1+1 for the win condition.
1+1 for the win condition, but as we stated before, this is a very difficult. But as stated before, this is a difficult comp to push with, very difficult comp to push into as well. So it's easier said than done to just get 1+1 in this case.
Absolutely, and the Titans have done a great job on defense there, but they have Right now, Firefin has 3 power clamps to work with. They're gonna lose 1 right now though because that power clamp is in no position anymore. The Titans just need to be able to hold that. This needs to be a very strong hold for the Titans in the last 15 seconds. Taking out Vince is gonna help.
G-Tech goes down, and they've only got 3. Enemy Squelchy goes down. Both dualies are down.
Oh my gosh, Cream! Cream just got done. Just got 2
down. And
yes, Cream just got 2, planting everybody else there. It's gonna be overtime, but not much time left though. Fireman has to hurry.
They need to make go at a breakneck pace and just kill everyone right away, which is easier said than done. The mini goes down. The Hydra is set up. It's gonna be impossible to really cover this much ground in that little time, especially with the Hydra on the power clam. Takaroka's on the board.
Literally a game of probably mere inches away from the throw to par, because that was a quick one and done. Titans just took a little bit long to set up, but we saw throughout that game the Titans would just clamp down on defense anytime Firefan tried to set up anything really at that point. And again, just 1 power clamp push was just enough to break it through. I shouted out Cream there. Cream just took out 2 members on what was a power on what was one holding the power clamp and then the other one trying to jump to it. It was such an excellent punish that now at that point, Firefan had to stagger in. Everybody, they had to rush that power clamp in, and there was just no time left. We're on to, I believe, a game 4 as well with that victory. And game 4 is, I believe, going to be a random roll of zones. Now this is going to be an interesting one to work with here. Because both teams are gonna have to are gonna be doing this random zones with a Nautilus, Dynamo, and Tri-Slosher as the 3 fixed weapons. Now, I am a lover for Tri-Slosher play, and you also are paired up with the Dynamo, so you can play very aggressive with a cooler Tri-Slosher setup if you can. Nautilus will help back you up too, but I'm gonna be really intrigued to see how this wildcard slot's gonna play out here. Now, to your point, we could be a Scuff Battle. I'm really excited. I want this to be Eeltail. I want this to be Eeltail for my sick reasoning.
God. Why are you wishing death upon these people? They did not do anything to you.
They did not, but I just love dumb combinations. All right, what is the roll for zones? Now, we've had 2 out of 3, like, actually reasonable maps. Wahoo Rainmaker's been egregiously awful.
Mahi. We're back at Mahi.
I mean, okay, well, okay.
This is its best map. This is its best mode. This is its best mode.
It is? You could go somewhere with this? Kind of?
Anyway, the map, Firefin is going to be unleashing the Dynamo Roller here. I just want to point that out.
I think I know where you're going with this, and I'm going to be excited to see how that works out.
It's Dynamo, Nautilus, Tri-Slosher as the 3 that we have.
Yup.
This is a double cooler comp that we are just forced to have.
Actually, I don't think this is double cooler if this is Vanilla Tri.
Oh wait, no, it's Vanilla Tri. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. That is an Inkjet Tri.
But to your point though, the cooler could help enable some quick movements with that Vanilla Tri. But if this was double cooler, this could have been very interesting to work with. Now,
I wonder who will be playing Dynamo on Planet Firefin. Who could
exactly.
it be?
I'm really excited to see how that player on Firefin. I will not name who because I'm expecting it from them anyway.
Oh yeah.
But here's what I'm wondering about is what the 4th slot's gonna be, because it's kind of I don't know if this is an awkward comp to like work with, but I don't think there's any clear choices.
I think there's a couple. Paint is definitely something that the comp struggles with, so
you could be seeing probably more Splash, probably?
A short-range shooter, probably. I would actually say Splash would probably be a pretty good, 4-slot car crash room.
Oh, God. What's the,
we have a ranged blaster.
Interesting.
And an Octobrush. Ooh.
Okay, not the weapons I expected, but by the way, the Dynamo is Michelle's. I think I want to say Michelle's signature weapon at this point.
Definitely, for sure.
Michelle has done a lot of work on that. Well, okay, I praised Michelle, but maybe a little too much. Michelle just went down. 2 members have gone down. Make that 3. The Titans have woken up.
Titans with the first hold here. Yeah, historically, Michel has done very well on Dynamo, in Rondo specifically. So this is actually something that I'm really looking forward to seeing how this pans out.
Yeah, a little bit of fan service for those who are very familiar with Michel's play, but also this is not looking too great for Firefin. They are going to be dealing with a nice water level drop, trade of the Inkjet and the Octobrush.
And Firefin looking like they're close to getting a recap, but the Nautilus goes down.
Yeah, both Nautiluses actually dropping here, and actually a nice flank from Nebula, but Nebula's also canceled out. They do lose 2. This is gonna be the retake from Firefin.
Yeah, finally, the Dynamo tries to flank the other Dynamo, but they're not having any of it.
What?
Cooler ready, going to go down on the side. Unfortunately, 3 down. The try is just going to end up dying, but that does mean that they're going to be back very quickly, and the rest of the team does have the opportunity to potentially grab that Cooler if they manage to get there in time, but probably not.
They do take out Michel. They take out the Nautilus. They're going to need to go for the recap. The recap comes in just in time, but this neutral may not be enough. It is a lead change, and more importantly, 3 down. Fenny has to be a lot more safe. But Nebula punishes them, and now Cream is the one that has to help protect the rest of the Titans.
Ends up being a trade over there, actually, or something looking like it. Octobrush goes for a zip cast, ends up kind of on an unfortunate spot right in Nautilus fire. Firefin going to take control of the zone yet again. Takaroka managing to retake here, and taking out some of Planet Firefin.
I was about to say, I thought I saw Nebula possibly looking for the greatest of flanks with the try, but that did not happen.
Nebula kind of popping off, yeah.
And now I'm going to be really curious to see how this pans out. Nebula gets another 8-jet, another 3-down scenario overall. Fenny and Matza all going down. Caitlin's the only one that's alive. Firefin gets a nice retake. And now everybody's kind of set up nicely for Firefin at this stage. And now 2 down is just not helping the Titans matters in terms of trying to go for the retake. Matza might be trying to rush in, trying to make something happen.
Unfortunately ends up getting caught by the other Tri-Slusher. But the Dynamo goes down. And the Nautilus manages to find a second one. This is the opportunity TKO needs.
TKO also took out Nebula, who's just been doing a lot of work on the Tri-Slasher. That is the nice retake, but they have to reassert zone. Michel's just waiting in the wings every time with the Dynamo. Nebula's also there to help support him. Titans are trying to work as a unit of 4.
Nautilus just holding onto this Ink Storm. I really feel as if they could have been popping this a lot earlier to help with this fight.
Yeah,
but the main weapon is doing a lot of work by itself. TKO going to be able to get rid of their penalty at the very least here.
And now Firefin is staggering at a not good time either. Members are just going down one by one. They have to be a lot more patient right now. Taking out Cream is going to help. That goes down, having
never popped that Storm.
And now this is time for the aggression from Nebula. They do get the retake anyway. And Nebula's going to be able to punish too. Cooler. And now Fenny and Caitlyn has to make something happen.
Cooler ended up getting picked up, so TKO is going to be back in this really quickly.
I'm just kind of looking at how Firefin's playing this one. Yeah, 3 down, and Fenny's, again, the only one that's alive. You gotta protect the rest of your team. Fenny goes down right as they try to promise anything of that nature. Nebula takes out Caitlyn, and this is just not looking great here. This is staggers for the Titans.
Delayed wipe, actually, even. This is going to be really dangerous. They only have time for one more push, and the Dynamo staggers again.
I mean, really, Titans just can't stagger at this crucial juncture. They are going to be able to take out 2. You take out multiple, but Stair finds Matza, by the way, near the zone. And again, 2 members going down, 3, and now a full wipeout. That is it, Par.
That's it. Planet Firefin is your Bronze Brawl champion. They have taken the 3rd place trophy.
I gotta give a lot of credit, though. The Titans made Planet Firefin give them a run of their money, but just things started to fall apart right at the tail end of that. That Firefin, again, you gotta just show the fears of the force, not just Michel, but Nebula on that Tri-Slasher just doing so much work for Planet Firefin, and it just kept going. It just kept snowballing in favor of Firefin the more the game progressed.
Takaroka also ended up getting, got their Nautilus ended up popping off for quite a bit of time. I think that they could have even continued that if they popped the Ink Storm sooner than they did. But even then, that was still really, really good on them.
I mean, they had something that looked nearly good the entire way through. Yeah, as you mentioned, Cream on that Nautilus just almost did so much work for the Titans, but to your point, maybe you could have popped that Inksword to help with that zone as much as you could. Maybe they just didn't feel like there was much value out of that Inkstorm in time. There's just so many things that could have happened in that particular match, but by the end of it, though, as you mentioned, Firefin taking home bronze, and Titans will finish 4th. I gotta give so much credit though to the Titans. The Titans played very well throughout that entire set, and yeah, winning that crucial map 3 and the way they did was gonna help them a lot. They just needed to run it back. Mahi's zones on that particular setup was a very interesting prospect, and Firefin was just able to take full advantage of it. So really, just so much credit to Firefin, but also well done by the Titans, just still being it each time. By the way, for the 5th game that wasn't meant to be, both teams would have had to work with Light Tetris, Ballpoint, and S-Blast. Ballpoint was the one I was gonna be the one that I was very curious about. The other two, not so much. Also, for the quick kill map analysis of what maps got rolled in that particular setup. Again, Wahoo Rainmaker, egregiously not great. Otherwise, actually reasonable maps the entire way through. Inkblot Tower Control was reasonable. You also had, I think, what was the clam? Oh, Barnacle and Dime Clams, duh. And the Mahi Zones, I mean, I know that's probably its best map mode. That really isn't saying much by the end of it. But, I mean, honestly, the maps were not terrible. Again, if you ignore the Wahoo Rainmaker that got played.
All right, All right, as I am in the midst of getting everything ready. This is definitely the gimmick that I am most excited about.
Oh boy!
As I am now quickly also realizing I made an oopsie.
Want me to entertain chat while you're trying to figure that part out?
Yes, there was one bit of prep that I forgot to do. Please hold while I fix that.
All right, chat, how are we doing this evening? I hope you guys are enjoying your, I was about to say Saturday. No, it's not Saturday anymore. It's Sunday. I hope you guys are enjoying your Sundays as much as some of us have. I know I did, but that's not saying much. Yeah, we're about to approach the fight for who wins Rondo Underground. I actually gotta figure out if there was a title for the Rondo Underground champion. See, this is how prepared I am in case people are wondering. I'm not as prepared as the others. Let's be real. Who else is ready? Vibin. All right, team Shellfish on, I don't even know anymore. I can't even figure out the letter L. I don't know why Shellfish was the first thing that came to my mind when I was trying to make up another Soul acronym. See, Arbiter, that's actually just the eel tail box. Okay, my fascination for eel tail, for those wondering from an unironic standpoint, it's just the classic I like casting it, I hate playing it reasoning. I like casting it because it gets stupid throughout the entire way through. I absolutely just detest playing it.
All right, I am just about ready.
All right, good luck. Good luck to both teams of Team Soul versus Misfits.
This is going to be
lineup going crazy. Yes.
All right. This is going to be probably the most involved gimmick, and I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry at all. I think this gimmick is really sick. This is the Armory Lockout. You have full autonomy on what weapons you are picking. However, when you win with that weapon comp, you cannot use those weapons for the rest of the set. And this will stack as you win more and more games in this best of 7 for finals.
Right! I forgot, like, what modes of in specific games this could, that this could entail. But I love, this is, when I saw this, I was super excited. This is gonna be a lot of fun, because now you can dish out some of your best weapons early, but if you win with your best weapons, you're not allowed to play them the rest of the way. And also, you cannot run double splash, for lack of a better context, because I keep thinking about double splash. So you cannot run two of the same weapons either. So you can only run one. You can only run one individual. You can only run the weapon once in that specific comp. So you cannot run things like double splash, double tri-nouveaus, double splatter shots. You know the drill by now. I'm
gonna tell you right now, the map list was the thing I had to delay for. I forgot to set up a map list for this. Oops.
You had to think about that one, didn't you?
I needed to quickly throw one together. I'm sorry.
You should have thrown in Sturgeon Rainmaker for my flashback of this past weekend.
I put Stour Tower. I did Sturgeon Tower.
Tower.
Stour Tower.
Yes, I remember. Yes, I remember Stour Tower.
Also, Game 7. I'm sorry, it had to be Wahoo Zones.
I mean, I feel like you have to go full circle with Splatoon 2.
But yeah, as the theory for this one is that you're going to be seeing a lot of relatively normal stuff to start. But as the sets go on, you're going to be encountering more and more jank.
So, I just need the code. I believe it might have been one of the previous ones.
It might be. I'm trying one right now. Yeah, it is that one.
Yeah, actually, you know what the funny part is? I just looked at it, I was like, I wonder if it's this one.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, pretty sure of it.
So both teams actually kind of have to play a little. This is almost you know how I always like to compare things to like puzzle games and whatnot. This is almost effectively, in essence, a game of puzzle and strategy for this final set. Because you can dish out some of your best stuff early, but then completely mess yourself up later. So you have to kind of figure out what your balance is for specialist weapons and a bunch of other weapons you play around this. If the theory holds, you could try to win one map with maybe 4 of your best weapons, then completely lose those for the rest of the way. So you got to figure out, what works what can your team play for this specific setup at any given moment, and also and that will be very fascinating to see how both teams want to do it.
While things get set up real quick, I am going to go ahead and reload my water. I have been running out with all the hydrates.
I'll probably say spectators are not going to be ready after this match, because I'm going to need a reload on that. I don't know if I'll have par right now. Probably not. So, Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker. If this was Splatoon 2, I would scream. But it's Splatoon 3. We have checkpoints. Checkpoints are on the sides, of course. So, so again, both teams will need to dish out. Since you're on a lockout phase for your weapons, you have to start now figuring out what weapons do you want to play that will help you win this match, and you can afford to lose later on. Each team knows what their 7 maps are, so now you got to start really wrapping your head around what is your weapon that you want to play at that point in time. You might want to try to wait until later.
Right now, this is going to be the This is going to be where both teams are theoretically at their strongest, but they might be deciding to save some of their weapons for later.
That would probably be the theoretical play for sure, Par, because you may, because you don't want to necessarily cripple yourself early by throwing in like some of the really strong weapons early, and then realize, shoot, we can't play them later.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to.
Only if you win, though. If you win, you get locked out.
Yeah, you have to win to lose those weapons. But you still want to think about it. For sure. If you're starting to lose a lot, you may have to dish out your best weapons early, and that is a horrible place to be. But that may be a necessary evil. We're gonna start this Rondo's finals in style, aren't we?
Oh, we absolutely are, with massive amounts of rat jams. Hi, everyone.
And Soul on Alpha side, Misfits, your solo team on the other side. No duplicates detected so far. Absolutely none.
We've got a blobber.
What do you think so far, Par?
This is looking pretty. This is looking pretty good. Unfortunate for the 96 though.
So, there's something I want to highlight here, Par. Misfits is running a triple sprinkler comp.
Oh my god, they are, yeah.
So I need to know if this works. This is so far not looking great right out of the gate because Ember just got the first checkpoint. Maybe a lot more right now. There's so much fighting happening around the mid side. Soul is just trying to combat right now. And Ember finally goes down, but Soul's able to back him up.
Yeah, the thing about Humpback Rainmaker is that while it's pretty easy to get the checkpoint, it's really hard to turn the corner. This is usually pretty hard to go through. Unfortunately, Misfits are 3 down now.
Misfits to lose 3 out of this one, and Vic is going to go down right away. That's 22 points remaining. But look at the support that is no longer there. So much for that, I guess, as Soul loses 2. And this should be likely hoping to drop this one into lower ground. That's a very risky route to take, Hopper, but this is going to work.
The ink vat gets thrown right off the map. Blue Hopper ends up going for the other checkpoint, the rarely taken left checkpoint on Humpback Hump Track, but it's actually kind of a risky one because now all of a sudden Soul is threatening the right elbow once again.
And now the rest of Team Soul just needs to start backing everybody up as you do see more bombs and everything else being thrown all over the board. Radon actually able to get the flank, which actually is going to buy Misfits a lot of time. And I'm still waiting to see how this triple sprinkler comp is going to work. Ember picks up the Rainmaker yet again.
Soul once again just slowly pushing through. Inkback going to slow them down alongside with the Blobber, not going to be able to let them actually take too much ground.
And right now this is just so much control. This is a lot of control. This shit.
And with a wipeout, they take game 1.
Game 1 to Soul, but now Soul loses your Forge Pro Tri Nouveau. I believe that was also a vanilla junior, I believe.
No, variants are, just to clarify, variants are fine.
Yes, yeah, I was gonna say, you don't lose the entire class, I believe.
Yeah. So, these 4 weapons that Soul just won with, they cannot pick these specific weapons. They can pick their variants, but they cannot pick these weapons again. So that was Sploosh, Forge, Junior, and Tri Nouveau, I believe.
Oh yeah, I think it was just the vanilla Sploosh, I believe.
Yeah.
I had that written down too for the record in case they violated that rule.
Yeah, I am appreciating the fact that you were doing that because
don't worry. I'm gonna request.
Post it in the league announcements, by the way, as well. Just a running tally of who's locked out of what. Because again, this lockout only applies to Soul.
Okay. Yep. Give me a minute. And I'm just typing here. I may need a quick water break here, so I'm gonna try to run down and get that real quick.
Yep. No problem. No problem.
And I think that was the vanilla Sploosh I just saw.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you're back. Water.
Yep, go ahead. Moving on, we are going to be going to Clam Blitz on Umami Ruins. Soul produced a pretty dominant showing on Humpback Pump Track, but can they continue going as more and more of their weapons get taken away from them? Looking like we're gonna have a substitution on the side of the Misfits. No, yeah, it is a Misfit sub. Yeah, I am super proud of this particular theme.
All right.
Like, not to pat myself on the back too much, but I really like this idea.
All right, I have returned.
Welcome back.
Unless they didn't need to wait on me, but that's
No, they were doing a sub.
Oh, they're doing a sub, so it worked out.
Yeah.
Also, did we confirm? Actually, did we confirm that it was a sploosh? That's the one I was hesitating on.
I'm pretty sure it was Sploosh.
I'm pretty sure it was sploosh too, but you never know. You never know. My memory is kind of not great sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually gonna do a quick validation here. It's probably is the regular sploosh. Yeah, it was the regular sploosh. I didn't see any shades of blue with that sploosh, which I figured as much.
Okay.
All right, we are back here. Yep, and also
Thank you,
Springs is also doing it. Thank you, Base Springs. I did also confirm on the 4. I just needed I wasn't sure on the sploosh that was being played. But now that we're back, it's Umami Clams.
Yeah.
So now Soul cannot use Forge Pro, Trinovo, Vanilla Junior, and Sploosh. This is gonna be interesting to see how these how they want to tackle it. Misfits can try to run it back with the same triple sprinkler comp.
They can. They absolutely can.
Do they want to is the ultimate question.
None of their weapons have been locked out, so they can't. If they want to pivot entirely, they can. But any of those weapons can be components in this set.
Oh yeah. And this is how Soul's gonna have to navigate through these very treacherous waters as we're about to load right in here. Now, Umami Clams is gonna be fascinating to see how either team wants to deal with it.
We're adjusting.
Still within the rules.
Looks like we have a complete pivot, and we have double roller strangle and pin. What? I'm losing my ability to speak. Misfits going off the wall with this.
What is anyone I'm witnessing? First of all, Snipe Rider from Shin, the normal roller, a Flingza, and a Tri-Stinger. I know that this is not. You guys are not locked out, right? You guys know that.
No,
Maybe
they're not
cooking up something.
I don't know what they're cooking, honestly. But they've got Soul 2 down. Delayed 3 down, actually.
Delayed triple was gonna help. I'm trying to compose myself here. I may need a few seconds.
Okay, here's the issue with this comp. Not a lot of pain. Soul has a lot of fighting power as well, and the ability to reinforce constantly with beacons via the crack-on. So it's not looking good, but there's a lot of chip damage, there's a lot of poke, there's a lot to basically just kind of force Soul into spots that make them uncomfortable.
For sure, and honestly, and also Splat's back on their Flingza yet again, which has done so much work in previous rounds too. Vic goes down with the Power Clam.
The roller ends up getting a triple! This is going to end up opening up an opportunity for Misfits to get in there, get some clams, and potentially start a score. As soon as they end up finding some more space, the T-Tech goes down, and that's a good sign.
They're gonna need to find even more space to work with. Ember is just trying to prevent that from happening, and I don't think they're pushed back by a bit. This lone roller is just causing some problems here, and I think this team is just trying to find the right times to push. M is just trying to say no to any of it though.
Sloshing Machine's still a very fearsome weapon, not nearly as dominant as it used to be, but definitely a gatekeeper if you play recklessly against it.
And right now, Soul's just kind of running. Soul's kind of now running.
How did you get there, Radon?
What?
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no,
what?
that's his spawn. That's his spawn. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Wait a minute. Wait a second there. As basically, and now Soul has that power clam, and I'm getting deja vu with these clam blitz maps up hard. We've seen some players that's taking a long time to develop. Delayed triple might help. Actually, it's going to.
2 down, but a Booyah Bomb. Oh, they managed to break it. Okay. This is going to be a pretty decent score. They get another power clam in, down to 42, but no more clams right now, and they're starting to get cleaned up.
Yeah, now Icy has to retreat, but that's okay, so it's
Holding
definitely
the high
a
ground,
departure.
though.
Well, actually, able to throw in 2 more, but that should likely be the end of that push. Par?
It will be the end of the push, but this power clam running it forward despite the fact that the basket's lifted right now.
WM1 is not, sometimes can be a strategy that works, not in this scenario, though.
There is no flog in this game, thank you.
Yes, absolutely not. Radon does have a power clam that is available, though, so they do have that to work with. 36 points remain, though, is still a stellar push from Soul, that they're still, that with the time remaining, all things considered, the win condition doesn't look too strong. Ember might be able to find an open and able to take out Splat. And
2 down.
Even more going down. Ember pops the Kraken, just completely spraying the rest of the group around. They're gonna save that power clam.
They managed to save the power clam. Soul ends up getting 2 down, 3 down actually. So this is going to be a hold from Misfits.
Yeah, but to your point from earlier, this is a team that doesn't have much painting. So the most they can do is just assert control of mid, and then just either try to build up for a strong push, or a strong trying to find picks, or just trying to be able to find anything else. They lose the Snipe Rider, though.
Lose the Snipe Rider.
They lose Splat Dude as well on the side, and they just have the 2 power clams just available. It's just a little bit more safe. M and 3 go down. They turn this to a delayed wipe.
They have a power clam ready to go forward. They end up making the jump onto the snipe.
Wait.
Very good position for the stringer to be in. They managed to save the power clam, but unfortunately, they're just getting outpainted right now. A second power clam ends up going in, but the third one ends up getting stopped, and Soul has gained control of their area.
They needed to get that other power clam in to at least keep this reasonably close, but Soul at least holds firm. They now need to get a power clam and even get OT for that matter. So you have to start going from behind. Now start throwing all those clams in. They get one. They should be able to get OT, but they have to win a fight. Splat 2 goes down by the end of it.
Booyah Bomb going to move them in a specific direction. Stringer ends up getting caught out. Pencil trying to get things to stabilize. 2 go down on Soul. We're now favoring the Misfits for a potential push. Unfortunately, there's a very weird roller fight happening on the right.
That roller may have bought them enough time because that overtime is ticking down on the rest of Misfits. They won some portions of the fight, but could not push up whatsoever. And that's Soul winning map too.
Soul ends up taking another one right then and there.
Unbelievable. That, I mean, honestly, Soul just needed to buy time for the stall out. Basically, you had a decent lead. You know that they only have 1 push left, and that's really all you needed from Soul. If you're Team Soul, you don't need to go for another push. Just hold on defense, and that's it. And it was just well played overall.
However, another map won, another 4 weapons added to your lockout.
And I have the official list this time, so that is 8 weapons gone. Now things get a little dicey for your weapon pools if your teammates don't have much to work with.
We'll be moving on to Splat Zones on Manta Maria next. And they have
Pencils
lost
on
the
mid.
Crack-On Splat Roller, the Tenatech Splatter Shot, Dually Squelchers, and Sloshing Machine. In
So-
addition to the 4 weapons that they already played.
Yes, so you lose. So here's the running list for those not keeping tabs. Splattershot Junior trying to vote Forge Pro and the Sploosh out from round 1. Round 2, the weapons that Par mentioned. I think the big loss here is your T-Tech.
T-Tech
On
and
paper-
to some extent the machine as well. But yeah, the T-Tech is kind of a big one. Knowing Soul as well, not having the V Junior for later pushes is probably for later fights is also possibly going to hinder them, as well as the Sploosh.
I was about to bring up the V Junior as well. Losing the V Junior early could start messing with them, could potentially mess with Soul in later maps. So now you have to start really, really thinking outside the box. You're entering Manta Maria zones, losing 8 weapons. Misfits has not lost anything so far in their weapon pool. They can still play all of the kits that are available because right now they haven't won yet. So they're still probably, I think I see what the strategy was that they're trying to go for, in the sense of, I think they're trying to play the weapons that they're not too familiar with, or they're trying to go with 1 really strong weapon and 3 just bonanza weapons, I'm going to call them. But as we've seen Par, it hasn't worked out.
So
The rest of Soul is just running them down at the moment.
At this point, I kind of feel as if you just kind of need to pick your strong weapons. You need to get onto the board somehow.
I mean, I saw signs of really solid execution with the weapon comps. It just unfortunately meant that in the context of Clan Blitz, there isn't much paint. You need the paint in order to help control mid. Maybe that comp on paper could work on zones, but this is a 2-zone map that can get very tricky and can also get neutralized very fast. So if they go with the same comp, we've seen some moderate success. It just doesn't turn into anything sustained yet. Maybe this could work in zones. Maybe they might try to cook up that one as well. But as we've seen in the previous 2, they are okay with just changing things around, just trying to see if they can find things that work, or just trying to see if they can get on the board.
Alright, moving swiftly along. We're going into Zones Manta Maria. There have been several painting weapons that have been stricken from Team Soul here, but they do still have alternatives. They do have another Sploosh kit that they could potentially lean on. They have the C Junior, they have the N-Zap, that's also kind of in that family of just hard painting weapons. There are options, and a lot of skills can transfer, but they're not. But we could have potentially get to a point where a lot of these weapons just are not going to be available.
I think there is one weapon in Soul's arsenal if my prediction holds. This is a prediction though, Par. If this prediction holds, I think I'm expecting to see one weapon show up for Soul for this particular map setup, and I think that might be the play given the amount of weapons that they have lost. Misfits just needs to go back to the drawing board here. Again, wouldn't be surprised if they want to stick with the same weapon. Again, it does struggle in painting, but it has done well in execution. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to keep that same one or just do some minor tweaks overall to that setup.
It's going to be up to them. I know that, like, I know that there's a couple of people on Team Misfits that do kind of end up going all over the place in terms of weapons. Specifically Radon. But we're going to need to find one that's going to work for them.
Use undercover predictions, anybody? Are the undercover socks
Tower's next. Tower's next.
Then maybe he might be. Actually, that is probably the play to save that undercover for Tower. It is a map for regardless of what ends up happening here. I think that's a Neo Splash.
Oh, that is a Neo Splash, a ballpoint, and a Chump Zap. Soul is going for the throat with this one.
This is the most meta choice I have seen from Soul in terms of weapons that have been popular, minus the Chump Zap, of course. Ballpoint, though, from M is probably a very solid pick, something to be feared of. Right as I raise M with the ballpoint, she goes down, but it's a trade for 2.
It is a trade. Inkjet does not manage to find its target. Chumps go out. Soul has control for the time being. Their Misfits are currently wielding 2 rollers with high paint volume as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the role, no pun intended, the role of the rollers here is to just try to stay alive as much as you can, and then try to get forced zone switch. Right now, really at this point, the Soul's just losing, or excuse me, Misfits are losing, have lost both those zones so far. They cap to keep their members alive at any given moment, but they continue to lose too in crucial moments.
Yeah, unfortunately, the 96 and the Big Swig go down. Soul has not recapped the zone. That's going to buy Misfits a little bit of time to try and recoup. Unfortunately, they're getting staggered right now as they're just trying to find a foothold somewhere, but every single time someone ends up getting picked off, be it by a weapon or by a special, the Inkjet not quite going to find anyone, but with the chip damage, someone is going to manage to finish them off.
I mean, Par right now, Misfits is just getting run out of the building here. They have to start capping over it. Ember's just defending every single part of this. This is a very convincing Soul knockout, a pure 100-0, and Soul just takes this one home. It's match point for Soul.
Soul is 1 game away from taking everything, and they decided to go for the throat on this one. But they have lost the ballpoint. They've lost the Splash Neo. They've lost Inkbrush Nouveau, which is probably not as big a deal, although I think it's one of Ember's mains.
And the End Zap and the Chump Zap is out of the picture.
Yes.
So, actually, Soul might still be in decent contention. So, again, the weapon I was predicting to show up here did not show up. Maybe the next map could be the one I'm expecting it for.
Soul has decided that this is going to be the last of their lockout weapons.
And some key weapons that are still very solid are still available, too.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, losing the Inkbrush Nouveau is not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. It is a main, of course, but that was the only one that was kicked out, was just the regular Inkbrush Nouveau. There's also some weapons in M's arsenal that has not shown up yet, either.
We have not seen a charger yet, of any description.
Absolutely not. Like, I think M is trying to save everything for the end.
Now, because of the fact that Soul is now on match point, they do not need to consider the gimmick anymore. Other than what is already locked out, they cannot have any more weapons locked out on their side.
Nope. They were set on the 12. They were content with losing the rest of the way. I mean, again, the only big thing they've lost is just the T-Tech, the V Junior as well, and possibly the Sploosh, but they still have some really solid options on the table. Again, Misfits, they need to go back to the drawing board the same way. They got ran out, basically, from minute 1 of Manta Zones. They gotta go to Surgeon Tower Control. Now, understand they have to not only run it all the way back, they gotta be prepared to lose weapons the rest of the way if they start winning.
It was going to be a rough set no matter what, going into a ballpoint and all that paint.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was honestly a perfect comp that the rest of Soul dished out. And again, the need for execution on, what was it? I saw a Big Swig, a Flingza. Oh man, I saw a regular 96 on top of it too. You need to be able to position yourself in ways to help punish some of the painters that were out of position.
Like,
Misfits just had a hard time doing that.
I don't even hate some of the weapons that are being picked on Misfits. The problem is that I don't think they've just worked well together.
I think it's just like it's basically like trying to throw all like a bunch of random ingredients together, hoping that they would turn into something cohesive, and all you get is Mystery Food X. Basically, there hasn't been much cohesion in terms of like the comps themselves. So I wouldn't be surprised if now start seeing comfort picks just to be on the board for Surgeon Shipyard Tower Control. Still some signature weapons not out of the board from Misfits.
They're not out of the woods. They're not out of the woods. But
Absolutely
they needed.
Not.
But again, this is match point. If they lose this, it's all over. They can't afford to hold back. They need to be able to get onto the board.
And they have to win the next 4 to even basically win the set overall. But you have to do it 1 game at a time. Again, knowing you're gonna start losing your weapons. So again, maybe the previous strategy was to still possibly hold off on losing all your best weapons. You're down 3-0 now. You can't hold back any more than you can in this situation.
I will say I am like 100% convinced that one of the weapons being chosen right now is the Undercover Umbrella on the side of Misfits.
I think we know who too.
But
And I
will it be enough?
I mean, you may have to start playing for comfort now if you are Misfits, if you want to be on the board.
Yeah,
At this point, Soul is running you out. Yes, Soul does lose weapons, but the 12 they lost, there's still some really solid options they have available that they're probably saving for this match point, which we're about to queue in here right now.
We are queuing in right now. Match point, tournament point even for Soul. Let's see what happens.
And this is again one of the strengths of. Is this a regular splash on top of it too? It is basically all strong weapons from Soul. I did not expect Icy on the range blaster, but everything else checks out.
Yeah, they don't have any reason to hold back anymore. While Misfits have to continue working with what they've got.
I mean, you also saw the undercover choice was coming out of Radon. No surprise if you're familiar with Radon's series of play. Icy is going crazy at the moment, picking off several and going down to the gold spray of all weapons. And then Vickford is out of position, so it's only just going to be a small push, but I think this tower is going to probably at least make it to the first checkpoint.
Of all the weapons to find stability in this chaos, I did not expect the gold spray to be it, but here we are.
Welcome to the gold spray life, everybody. The gold spray found 2 crucial picks to at least put a stop into what Soul could have been doing. But now you gotta figure out something out here. By the way, this is a double Booyah Bomb comp coming out of Misfits. So in the context of things, they can start thinking about getting Booyahs out to help protect the tower pushes. They got the lead now.
They got the lead, but this is still first check. They are going to manage to take it, but the undercover is going to go down. The Hydra is holding on to mid right now, going to make it very difficult to approach unless the Charger gets a good pick on them.
I mean, for sure. I mean, you're gonna see this Booyah Bomb being thrown. That Booyah Bomb got thrown into the void.
It got thrown into the void. Shout out to Cyberquake.
Into the void, yes, exactly. Shout out to Cyberquake. The poorly thrown gold spray Booyah Bomb unfortunately means that Booyah Bomb has no value, and then it just doesn't get any better from there. They lose 3. I think effectively a delayed wipe. Splat's the only one that just respawned out of this. Icy's just trying to pressure him. Finally, Icy goes down. Buys enough time though. Everybody focuses left. The tower's going right.
Unfortunately, with the stagger there, the tower ends up getting sent away before they can take lead back. But Soul manages to stabilize here, at the very least, able to get back into mid. But a Booyah Bomb going to be coming out from underneath the zone.
What? Okay, so these
and
are
a
some
follow-up coming from the Hydra.
The gold spray, okay, I like the theoretical usage of the Booyah Bomb, but that's just the theory. The execution, though, nobody was on bridge. I don't think we were going to play too much. It's 3 down. Only
3 down. Radon has a Reef Slider charged up and a mine on the tower. This is going to be somewhat tough to dislodge, but a Charger is definitely going to be is going to make him uncomfortable.
There's still points out of the board. Radon actually able to get Valley off of the Reef Slider.
Gets the Reef Slider. Manages to damage Vic and takes them out with the Booyah Bomb.
This gold spray apparently is finding more value than I anticipated, for sure. I think this double Booyah Bomb comp has been playing out very nicely. Because right now, Soul's kind of finding themselves in some precarious positioning. As soon as I praise that, though, Vic is going ham into the backside, and then Radon has to escape. By the end of it, it will now be Soul's turn to see if they can get a better push.
Not bad, not bad. Now Soul is going to be able to probably break that checkpoint, especially with getting 2 more down. 3, actually. Crab Tank also going to be on the tower. Going to buy them a ton of space.
That is going to be the lead, too. That is a crucial lead with 1:20 left and change. Even more going down. Can the gold spray find value? Actually gets the trade, and now it's 3 members down par. Soul is ready to take this one home.
What? They put down the strikes. They put down the wave breaker. They're 2 staggered. Soul is your Rondo Underground champion.
Congratulations, Team Seoul, on a great tournament run here in our land of the Rondo Underground. And yeah, this is a very slow start, but I think they started finally putting the pieces together to make an even powerful push at the end. And Seoul just takes this one home. And this was a very convincing 4-0, and they were able to make everything work despite losing 12 weapons.
It was a very valiant effort from Seoul, but big congratulations for taking it home.
I mean, also Misfits. I mean, the fact they made it all the way to finals is definitely is a very strong feat for a team that basically was just pretty much cobbled together from the individual signups too. Seoul just had all of that team play and also all good resource management too, leaving some of their best weapons in that game up for style. Again, not using any chargers, no problem. Use the chargers for when they matter the most. And then all of the support from Vic going ham on the vanilla splash. It was just excellent overall from Seoul. So it was a great team effort, and they were able to just navigate around that.
Well done to everyone. Thank you all for participating. I hope you had a ton of fun tonight. But before we completely sign off, I do have one last little thing for everyone. You just give me one quick second to set it all up. We have a little bit of an announcement to make. At the end of it all, with all of it said and done, there's still a box that needs opening. Whoop. One sec. Yes, indeedy. It is time for Season 8
Oh boy!
of the Proton Splat League. We are going to be opening signups on the 26th. And we are hoping that everyone has fun with that as well. Thank you everyone for showing up. And I'll see you soon for the new season starting in September. Keon, you got anything to say?
I got nothing else. See you guys in September.
Alrighty. Take care, everyone.